Back to Murrayfield. A big game about the Claymores and Ryan Fire made more important by what happened yesterday as Amsterdam 28-point win. They in the previous two. Frankfurt by 7.
Now as it makes this game so big, because the winner of this game stays with the lead of the pack and the loser falls behind. But the race is so hot that all 6 teams still are in it to host the World Bowl. And
Hall has been successful against Scotland. There you see the former Jim Kreider. Back here at Murrayfield, of course, the World Bowl last season. The Ricky Mose is back deep, and we are underway. The kick, a wobbly looking thing, and will go out of bounds. Flag flies. So the Ryan Fire to begin play. Other conditions here, a little overcast, but we have seen the sun peek out occasionally.
Too often when you're up in Scotland.
Temperature about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's comfortable. Well, T.J. Rubley has been the story last week in the second half. He got the offense cranked. Former Ram and now Denver Bronco property. Wearing a single back set and already a penalty. Before the first snap of the game, T.J. Rubley.
Well, Jason Simmons, the left defensive end, jumped off sides there, but whether or not he was drawn off. He wasn't. It's going to go against Scotland.
The call coming up here, so that'll move it up to the 45-yard line.
92, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Bill Levy, our referee today, we had a chance to talk to the crew. Some have been here before, others their first trip over. Juan Carter is the single setback for T.J. Rubley out of Tulsa from the 45, and the handoff goes inside. The offensive line doing a nice job across the midfield stripe and a first down to the 49. Let's take a look at the rest of the Ryan Fire offense. Bill Schrader, the property of the Packers. Grit line, Kansas City. And the national player, Martin Griever. Well, first down for Ryan Fire, just underway. Rubley back to throw and completes the pass down to around the 40-yard line. Bill Schrader on the end of it. Emmett Waldron, one of the national players for the Scottish Claymores. Let's take a look at that big offensive line for Ryan Fire. This is going to be the big story. They are really banged up.
Yeah, they are banged up. Cronenberg's back at center. He was hurt 2 weeks ago with a bad knee. And then Olaf Hampel came in. Now Hampel's hurt. He's out. So they're really juggling around. But to make the whole short of it is they're playing this game with only 6 offensive linemen available.
Rolling right, Rubley on the play fake and completes it to the big tight end off a delay. And he will take it down for big yardage down the right side for Ryan Fire. Let's take a quick look at the Claymores defensive line. An active bunch. Keith Poe and Brad Keeney, Larry Williams and Jason Simmons. You will see some changes there as we go. Falcons, Keeney belongs to, and the Rams, Jason Simmons.
Simmons has 3 sacks already this year. He's their rush guy.
So Ryan Fire moving. 24-yard line, Rubley. Around the left side on the keeper inside the 20-yard line down to about the 18-yard line before he is driven out of bounds by Charles Swan. Take a look at the linebackers now for the Claymores. Amy Fields, Eric Umberzat is in the middle. And James Logan. A couple of Seahawks. The national player is Emmett Waldron. Pretty good middle linebacker. Second down for Ryan Fire, opening series. Schrader, the motion man. Rubley rolls right and fires, and Schrader on the end of that one, but was banged hard by Kevin Scott, the former Detroit Lion, who had a reconstructed knee, and it's amazing he's out there. Let's take a look at the Claymore secondary. We mentioned Mr. Scott. Scotty on the outside at the corner with Charles Swan, and boy, talk about a fan favorite. George Coghill is, isn't he?
Yeah, well, the safeties are the strength of this unit. Both of them are captains on the defense, and they'll hit you. Doug Terry and George Coghill like to hit you.
3rd down and about 3. Big play here for the Claymore's defense. Rubley on the short drop left and fires, and he's got the 1st down to the 10, and Schrader hurdles into the end zone. Wow. Out of Wisconsin lacrosse, Schrader takes it in. Touchdown of the opening drive for Rheinfire. Boy, T.J. Rubley, talking about a guy who has ignited an offense.
Receiver, 74.
Well, I like the way they moved the ball down the field. I mean, you saw some bootleg in there. You saw the run game. I mean, that was good play selection by the Rheinfire.
Well, that quiets the crowd here with 12:25 to go. And the extra point coming up. George Mueller and bangs it through. So Rheinfire with the touchdown on the opening series and lead it 7-0. Schrader on the 15-yard touchdown catch.
Well, to the right side on the screen here, you have 2 receivers over there. And the first receiver is Drew Line. He clears everything out. And he sucks. That's going deep. That's taking the defensive backs with you. Then underneath was Schrader. When Schrader caught the pass, and one thing Schrader's good at is yards after catch. When he gets the ball, he can find the end zone. I saw him last week down in Dusseldorf. Did almost the same identical thing. He caught the ball at about the 8, and he finds the way to get the ball in the end zone. And you can see the excitement by T.J. Rubley. And he should be excited because he excites this whole offense for the Rheinfire. He is the heart of that offense.
Well, the deep men, Eric Smith and Yo Murphy for the Claymores, finding themselves down 7-0. Well, 25 left here in the opening quarter at Murray Field. Side of the World Bowl, will it be again? And the kickoff high and short. Smith, the speedster, down across the 30. And a good solid return out across the 37, 38-yard line. That game made the stop for Rheinfire.
Well, in special teams, they can sure change the outcome of a game, and we saw that last night in the London game. London couldn't cover anybody and gave Amsterdam all kinds of field position. And that's what happens here. Now watch Smith. Smith's a lightning fast guy. He takes the ball right up into the wedge, then he finds a seam, and he cuts left. Nice pickup.
Yo Murphy and Scott Cooper in the game, and one of the wide receivers, and Sir Stacy. We knew they were going to run the ball inside at 210, 215 pounds. Straight ahead of the 44-yard line. Matt Gay on the stop. Spence Fisher getting the start. Jim Kreiner said, I want him to be the guy. He shows leadership. And the players seem to feel that leadership quality.
Well, you know, one thing is he can get rid of the ball faster. That was some of the problems they thought with Barr. And for Spence, you know, he's happy now that he's the quarterback, so he doesn't have to punt anymore. He was punting the first 2 weeks.
9 times last week for about a 26-yard average. Out of the eye. Play fake, swings it out to Stacy, breaks the tackle, stays on his feet. 1st down at the 47-yard line. Got extra effort by Sir Stacy, who played for Gene Stallings at Alabama, said that took him a while to overcome not being in the NFL initially.
Well, watch Stacy. See, watch, he gets to the outside, and he's a big threat when he gets to the corner, and he's a good back. And the distinction of a good back is someone that can make the first tackler miss. And Sir Stacy always makes the first tackler miss.
Said he rattled off about 7 or 8 names of his Alabama teammates in the NFL. Said it took him 3 years to kind of get over that. Got Cooper, one of the wide receivers. Back to throw. Fisher to Murphy out across and inside to about the 41-yard line. And that should be enough for another 1st down. Aubrey Beavers on the stop for Rheinfire. Look at receiving core. And the special players with Joe Murphy, Alan DeGraffenried, Ricky Brady, the big tight end, Hilo, and Sir Stacy. The national player Scott Cooper actually started in this game. 7-0 Rhein Fire scoring on their opening drive. Out of the eye, another first down play fake. Fisher still going long as he's hit as he throws, and the pass is overthrown. He wanted to go on the long post to Murphy. And the pass goes incomplete. Let's take a look at the protection Mr. Fisher will hopefully get. Randy Bierman, Marco Rivera, Jeff Smith in the middle, belongs to Kansas City, and we'll tell you about it. A lot of Kansas City players on this team. Purvis Hunt at right guard and Ron Florine the right tackle.
Mark, that's really the strength of their offense, too, is the guys up front. Jim Kreiner offense is going to have a running game, and it's going to have big guys up front that can maul you. And then everything comes off of that.
Backs are now split behind Fisher. 2nd down and 10 for the 41. And we're going to get a flag down. There's the Rhein Fire fired across the line. A little early. But were they drawn?
I think Jeff Smith, the center, snapped the ball early.
And we will huddle and talk it over. 9:29 to go here in the opening quarter. Rhein Fire leading 7-0. Bill Schrader scoring the touchdown on the pass from T.J. Rubley from 15 yards out. He hurdled over about, 5 yards.
False start on the offense.
Call.
Right tackle. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
The right tackle is Randy Bierman, 72. And that's questionable. There was a few bodies moving on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Randy, I don't think we're going to blame you for that one. Joe Murphy lined up to the bottom of your screen. Back goes Fisher. Good protection. Long over the middle. Ball tipped away. Intended for DeGraffenried. Aubrey Beavers, the linebacker, getting back there to knock it away. Take a look at the Rhein Fire defensive line. Israel Stanley, the #1 pick this season. Tyrone Williams with James Wilson and Dunstan Anderson to make some big plays. Peter Grosspass, the national player.
All 4 of these guys are good pass rushers. They have 7 sacks, the Rhein Fire does, and they all belong to the defensive linemen.
And we talked to Dunstan. He said you have to be careful. You got to stay in your lanes with Sir Stacy to worry about. Swing pass out to Stacy on the right side. Good spin move inside for extra yardage. Down to about the 42, almost the original line of scrimmage. But not nearly enough. So a punting situation coming up for the Claymores. They're trailing 7-0 with 8:50 to go here in the opening quarter. So a punting situation. Sir Stacy said maybe 85%. He'll get into shape. The new punter is Wayne Lamley coming over from the CFL. Pretty good kicker there, and that, of course, took the pressure off Spence Fisher. High wobbly kick. This one's going to hit it about the 6. Takes a hop into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 20. So 8:25 to go in the opening quarter. Big game here at Murray Field.
Started with this dime tip. Suddenly, I was the boss. So I gave myself a day off and went shopping. It was so great. Everything I tried on fit like it was cut just for me. Later at the salon, Candace Bergen shows up with my phone bill.
This'll make your day.
Every call is just a dime a minute when I'm home, evenings and weekends. On the way out, I pass the dime on. Who wouldn't want a great rate like that?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
They're coming from Japan, from Russia, from everywhere, but they all wind up in the same place. The Wound and Wound Toy Company, one of the world's largest collections of wind-ups, LA's hottest movers, shakers and big talkers. So bring your inner child, your real child, and your Visa card. Because at the Wound and Wound Toy Company, you won't wind up with anything using American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Where are we? Well, we are in Scotland. You talk about a beautiful, beautiful city, Edinburgh. We were here a little longer to see the castles and see the sights. Okay, now we're at Murrayfield. Ryan Fire leading 7-0. They have it again at the 20-yard line. T.J. Rubley already with a touchdown pass. Leland Hall runs a single set out across the 25-yard line. Ricky Powers, the ex-Michigan Wolverine, but we've got a flag down. Powers was in the Detroit Lions camp briefly, and he's down on one knee already.
That flag came in late.
And we will check this penalty out. Ricky Powers still down on a knee, so he was shaken up. The discussion continues as to what this penalty is going to be.
Usually when it's late around a pile, it's
Personal
foul.
On the offense, number 84. Half the distance to the goal, still first down.
Well, Bill Schrader, the guilty party on the crackback block. Meantime, Ricky Powers being attended to. Powers out of Michigan, as we said. He has some terrific numbers in Ann Arbor, but doesn't have a great deal of speed, only 29 yards last week. Oh, there it is. Schrader, the guilty party on the crackback, so that moves it back to the 12-yard line as Raiders finally have Ricky up. Powers, as we mentioned, spent some time with the Lions, but hasn't been able to catch on. He was a 12th round pick this season for Ryan Fire.
and he is the power. He's the power back.
Big back.
Of those three guys. And they have three. Antoine Carter and Derek Clark are the other two, but Powers is the hammer guy. They like to give him the ball and just try to get up there and mash on people.
Michigan's produced a lot of good running backs, huh? Derek Clark now in the game for Ryan Fire as they are faced with a first and about 18. TJ Rubley.
Here comes the blitz.
Pass goes out and complete across the 16-yard line. Bill Schrader on the end of that one. Charles Swan bumps him out. Schrader's been the go-to guy so far in this football game.
Watch the blitz. 28, Doug Terry comes up to the line of scrimmage, and he comes on the blitz. A nice pickup by Derek Clark, the back. That buys Rubley time. When you see the blitz, everybody has an assignment. That was a nice job by Derek Clark.
Rubley on the draw, but nowhere to go. Hit back at the 17-yard line. Coghill and Terry, the two safety men, again coming up to make the play.
Watch the job the front four do for the Scottish Claymores. Now, the offensive line tries to sell the pass. But what Keeney does, number 92, is he sits down. He sits down on Sheldon, 77, and he just clogs the whole thing up. Nice job, Brad Keeney.
Out of the shotgun now is T.J. Rubley on a 3rd and long. Rubley fires over the middle and off the hands at the 35. We do have a flag down intended for Michael Gritline. But another piece of laundry, and we've had quite a bit of that so far in this game. 6:55 remaining here in the opening quarter. Ryan Fire up 7-0. Let's see what this one is.
Offside on the defense, number 93, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
That's the penalty that I always say about a $500 fine for that penalty.
Well, offsides. Well, I was a defensive lineman, so I'm going to have to disagree with you. There's Troy Bailey right there. He's going to get in the neutral zone. He must have lined up in the neutral zone is what it was. He didn't jump. It was actually his helmet was over there, and you're right. That should be a $500 fine when you line up offside.
Yeah, you got to do is look down the line. Ricky Powers back in there now on third down at about 8. Flushed as Rubley breaks a tackle across the 30. Rubley, he can do this, and picks up the first down for Ryan Fire out across the 37-yard line. T.J. Rubley can scramble. That's what he brings to the game.
That's exactly what he brings to the game, and this is why they don't have any sacks, because T.J. Rubley can scramble out of the pocket. He's a cool customer in there. He knows what he's doing, and he knows what's around him. Watch him elude the rush from 2 different angles. And he sees it, then he finds daylight and picks up the extra yards. I mean, when you have that to contend with, along with stopping the run and covering your receivers, that third dimension makes it things really tough for a defense.
7-0, and they keep it going. And not going very far, maybe a half yard or so. Here comes Brissett. Makes the tackle on Ricky Powers. Juan Carter, as we mentioned, is their back with speed. Powers and Clark getting that toughness inside. David Rhodes goes out of the game for Ryan Fire. Second down, let's call it 9. It's 7-0, Ryan Fire leading on the Rubley touchdown pass of 15 yards to Schrader. Schrader, the motion man. Rubley fires over the middle, and the pass is caught out across the 48-yard line, and that should be enough. Schrader again on the end of that one. First down, Ryan Fire.
I like Schrader.
Yeah, he's going to have a bunch of receptions.
I really like. I saw him play 2 weeks ago, and this guy, I mean, he's fast, he's determined, and his size, he reminds me. Here he is in motion, and watch him come across the middle underneath the zone defense, found the pocket. He reminds me a lot of La Chapelle, who played for Scotland last year.
Yeah, you're right. Powers tries to sweep, cuts up inside the block, and gets across midfield down to about the 48.
And one thing that the Ryan Fire is doing is they are keeping Scotland off balance defensively. You can't hone in as a defense of what to stop. You can't get complacent and say, I just sit there and play the run, and then you can't get blowing up field saying, I'm going to rush the passer. And then they got the run in there and the draw, and nice play selection. Who's ever calling the plays over there? I don't know whether it's Wes Chandler or Galen Hall, but it's great play selection for the Ryan Fire.
Gritline and Foster, the wide receivers. Now Derek Clark in the backfield. Rubley to the air. Long sideline pattern, and that one goes incomplete down around the 20-yard line, intended for Gritline. Kevin Scott had the good coverage. Got a good story with the Lions after 91. He blew out his knee, and I mean, we're talking a career-ending knee injury. He tore up the entire knee, but was able over about a 2-year period to completely rehab that knee. He has a personal trainer now, and the Stanford grad is back and playing football. So that's a terrific story.
Well, Detroit really liked him when he was healthy. He was active for every single one of their games up there for 4 years. He was their 4th-round pick in 91.
That's it. He was their starting corner. Schrader, the motion man, on third down. 7-0 Ryan Fire. Rubley sideline pass, and that one is underthrown for Schrader at about the 43-yard line. More yellow laundry, though.
That flag's come out a lot today. They're going to have to wash that laundry. It might get grass stained.
Here at Murray Field, where they play rugby. Let's check and see what this one's all about.
Offside on the defense, number 93. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And that's an automatic first down. Troy Bailey, the guilty party.
Well, here's Troy Bailey right here.
Yep. Jumped a little early from the left side.
That's his second.
First time he, well, at least he didn't line up in the middle.
Well, I'll tell you, that gets a coach hot.
Rubley, and off the left side inside the 40, Derek Clark, but he's not going to go very far. Stopped at about the 39-yard line, gain of about 3. Doug Terry, the free safety, coming up. Very active safeties. These two safeties for the Claymores, Coghill and Terry.
Man, they like to get around the ball so much that sometimes you get scared. As a defense coordinator, you think, wow, I'm worried because they want to come up and hit somebody like I talked about before. And when they get sucked up too much by coming up there to support the run, you have to watch them get beat over the top.
2nd down and 7. Rubley on the play fake. Going long over the middle. Got a man wide open. Touchdown. Michael Dritline on the post pattern. Got behind the secondary, and Ryan Fire has scored again.
Mark, no sooner did I say that, and the safeties bid on the play action. They came running up, and they bid on the play action, and it was right over the top.
Number 74 is reported as an eligible receiver, number 74.
13-0, and the extra point coming up. Well, this crowd at Murrayfield a bit stunned, and I'm sure Jim Kreiner is. Extra point coming up. Mueller, and it is blocked. Now they can pick this up and go with it. And it's still rumbling around and finally down. So the extra point is no good. Wilkie Bazile may have blocked that, or made the recovery, actually. So it's 13-0, Rhine Fire.
I thought it was the flu. It wasn't.
It burned when I urinated. I thought it was a one-time thing. It wasn't.
I had pain, a discharge, and a sore. I thought it was another yeast infection. It wasn't.
These are symptoms of genital herpes, a condition that 1 out of every 6 Americans has. Call 1-800-419-4343 for information. While there's no cure, doctors have treatment options. Herpes thrives on ignorance. See your doctor.
Tonight, Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Heche take you behind the scenes.
This is no good. Get out of here.
As one of Hollywood's hottest motion pictures explodes. It's the making of Volcano. Tonight at 6 on FX.
Coming up on this week's Back Chat, we'll find out all about female perversions from its star, Amy Madigan. And we'll talk with Kathy Moriarty about her new movie, A Brother's Kiss. All coming up on this week's Back Chat.
Back Chat, tonight at 6:30, 5:30 Central.
Boom, 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 boom.
Ain't nothing cooler than the blues.
Shoot you right down.
It's living the blues. Complete. Definitive. It's the kind of collection only Time Life could put together.
It could be a spoonful of coffee. Could be a spoonful of tea.
Start with Blues Legends and get 20 absolutely essential blues classics for just $9.99 on cassette or compact disc.
Further on up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you hurt me.
Then audition other albums. Keep only the ones you want. Satisfaction guaranteed. The blues are hotter than ever. So call now.
To order Living Blues, call 1-800-443-6900 or send $9.99 for 1 cassette or 1 CD, plus $3.50 shipping to Living the Blues, Department 1, Richmond, Virginia.
Here's strong safety George Coghill. He fights up on the run, and then Dritline, running the post, gets behind him. That's what we were just talking about. These safeties like to hit, and Coghill comes flying up to support the run, and then realizes he's beat and has to get back into coverage, and it's Dritline on the post for 6.
So it's 13-0. Last week, 3 touchdown passes. Hadley Larson with a kickoff, and Smith at about the 5. On the return, out across the 20, stays on his feet, and then is drilled and knocked down just about the 20-yard line. Artis Houston on the stop.
Now this is the guys up front. Watch, they all think it's run too. See Simmons, he's there, he's chasing Derek Clark. He doesn't even know. Then he looks downfield, and he says, "Oh no." And Rubley says, "Oh yes."
Well, to equal what he did last week, Bill, he had Dritline and Schrader for touchdowns. He's got to hit Rhodes for 1, and he's equaled what he did last week. 13-0. Mr. Fisher's got his work cut out for him. Sure, and Stacy in the backfield. Made his first start of the season. Fisher back to throw. Sideline pattern to the 25-yard line. McGrath and Reed on the catch. Alan McGrath and Reed out of Ohio State. He's kind of bounced around. Cincinnati, Kansas City, was in the CFL with the Packers, so he has got a lot of stickers on his bag.
Big, fast receiver. They haven't been able to get him the ball in the first 2 weeks of the season.
What is a 2nd down and 5. 20 to go. Still in the opening quarter. We've had a lot of penalty flags down, and by golly, we just had another one. As Spence Fisher got drilled. What, Dunstan Anderson?
That was Tyrone Williams.
Tyrone Williams got him. Anticipating the snap count.
Encroachment on the defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So that'll be a first down on the penalty. That's big number 99, Tyrone Williams.
Watch Tyrone Williams. Here he is. Now watch the head bob here by Fisher. That's what draws him offside. He's going to give him the hard count. See the hard count? That pulled him off.
First down at the 30. Stacy keeps the legs motoring out across the 34-yard line. Sirhan Stacy, the time leader in the World League, and he's had solid seasons the last 2 years, and boy, you can see what he has done against line fire. Been pretty successful.
You know, and right now they need to keep giving Stacy the ball. It's important for Scotland not to get out of their game plan. They came in here, they want to establish the run and then get the play action going off of that. Just because they're down 13-0, they have to stay with it.
Murphy into Graffenry, the wide receivers. Stacy, you called it. They keep running it. Cut back across the 40. Sirhan Stacy all the way up near midfield. That's what he brings. He has great vision. That's one thing that Jim Kreiner said about him. Great vision, and he's a 215-pound back.
Watch the sharpness. He's going to bring it over here, and then he sees it's all bunched up, and watch him find the hole. Now, you know, they say the knock on him is he doesn't have great speed. But I'm telling you, Mark, you don't need to have great speed because the linemen don't have great speed, and that's who you have to get by. If you have the vision to find out where they're going to be and beat them, you're going to be a great asset to someone.
Oh, a guy without speed, he's put up some pretty good numbers. And play stopped again. Say, I was impressed with him. We had a chance to talk to him, and of course he's had some problems in his career. Even up to this point, he was not happy about being suspended temporarily. He's back in action, and so what a great attitude this kid has got. He said he wanted to come back. He thought about not coming back, but he wanted to come back.
We had a false start on the offense. Number 96. 5-yard penalty, still
false start. We'll mark it off, but he wanted to come back, and he said, win the World Bowl. But he loves playing here. He appreciates the fans. He does a lot of work.
And the World Bowl victory last year helped him get over some of the bitterness of missing out on the NFL.
You bet. And he hasn't given up on that at all. Although he's not. There's the handoff to Hilo, who makes the carry. Hilo does not carry the ball that often, or certainly won't, with Sirhan Stacy in there.
Kaelo's a load, though. When you watch Sirhan Stacy run, you're going to see Kaelo out in front of him, knocking somebody in the mouth.
His father is from Hawaii, and we roll down to the end of the first quarter at Murrayfield. The sun is shining, but not on the Claymore. Rhine Fire with a 13-0 lead.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free, while the rest of the week they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free, only from Sprint Business.
Whenever there's a baby, hello. Whenever there's a touch, and shake will follow. Whenever there's a laugh in the shoe. Whenever there's it's a groove that you do. With the TK, or the pop up the top. It's a long way to be. The best that won't stop. had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
Presenting Sounds of the 70s. All your favorite 70s hits in one fantastic collection. Get Sounds of the 70s for just $9.99 on compact disc or double-length cassette. That's 22 fabulous hits.
What kind of feeling? Rock me gently, rock me slowly. Feel it, don't be a hero, don't be a fool with your life.
Then audition other great Sounds of the 70s albums. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel anytime. So call now.
To order Sounds of the 70s, call 1-800-608-4499 or send $9.99 for cassette or CD, plus $3.50 shipping to Sounds of the 70s, Department 16, Richmond, Virginia.
Welcome back to Murray Field. We start the second quarter. Ryan Fire in control. So this is a bit of a shock to Jim Kreiner, I'm sure. Especially coming off what happened last week. He can't be happy. Second down. Vince Fisher hit as he throws. He really took a shot. Tried to get that one to Ricky Brady. As we take a look at the first quarter stats.
You know, you said Jim Kreiner wasn't looking happy, and the reason he's not happy is the penalty. That's the big difference, and that's what has slowed down the Claymore's offense. Every time they seem to get something going, they've been shooting themselves in the foot, and, you know, you can't do that. And Jim Kreiner, you know, he's the guy that runs the strict training camp type atmosphere all the time. He's not happy about the mistakes.
And Stacy almost on a wing to the bottom of your screen. Third down long. Spence Fisher feels the pressure, scrambles out right side, and is brought down at just about midfield. Setting up a fourth down and about 9 as Pete Schufelt chased him down from his linebacker spot. Spence Fisher getting the start. He's the quarterback, but so far, Ryan Fire has been in control. And Kreiner got back to, it was a hard week of practice, and well, if this keeps up, how much harder is it going to get?
Some of the problems that Scotland has had early on has been their third down percentage. What they do, how often they complete first downs. They're about 30%.
And the punt is going to hit at about the 17, down to the 5, and a great punt. Well, there is the difference of Spence Fisher and the new punter, Wayne Lamley, who came in from the Canadian Football League. What a difference.
Yeah. Continue to run the ball.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen. What on the pass where they blew the whistle, you stepped in the bucket. We're starting to get some penetration on your guy. Yeah. Yeah. Where you talked to Ronnie about his problem.
Can we please run the football? I thought that's kind of interesting.
Well, all offensive linemen want to run the football.
And a handoff to Twan Carter out across the 5 to about the 6-yard line. Well, look at this. The team has really awakened. 2-point victory margin.
They really erupted last week, and everybody knew when they look at the personnel that they had the capability of doing that. And it's one of the keys there was the first game they had without a turnover. But personnel-wise, they are very talented in all the skill positions. And I personally don't think that they are hitting on all cylinders yet. They haven't even scratched the surface of what they can do.
Carter gets the call, cut back move over the middle, and he is drilled down about the 70-yard line, setting up a third down. Coghill again. Boy, these safeties can really hit you.
One thing George will do, George will let you know he's there. George Coghill, number 34, watch him come flying up into the picture right here. And he's going to stuff this whole thing up. He's going to be the one that lays wood on him.
Yeah, I'd say he laid some heavy wood. So it is a third down and 6 situation. Third down and 6. And they'll run it. Out across the 12-yard line. This one's going to be close to the first down. On Carter again on the run. We make it a measurement here. See how the old eyesight is. Boy,
good spot, but see where the chains are actually on the other side. So the guys on this side of the field, close to us here, they just kind of go by eyesight.
Yeah.
They line it up and say, oh, this looks about right, and they put the post down. But the actual chains are across the field.
And it is going to be, oh my.
Sure, see, now where they had it marked before, right on this sideline, it looked like a first down.
Good observation. So it is 4th down coming up. $13-0. Ryan Fire with the lead. 12:21 to go. And I'll tell you, T.J. Rubley's still in there.
I'll tell you, this has got to be called right here. I mean, you're
wow.
down, you're on a 12-yard line. I mean, yeah, you have Rubley, you have a little offensive talent around you, but yeah, why risk it? You know, what's the sense? You're away. If you were home, maybe. If you're away in a different stadium, I'd punch this ball out of here.
Maybe you try to draw him off. I don't know. I formation. 4th down and it, yeah. Well, we got a flag. They may have pulled it off.
That's exactly what they wanted to do, and that's exactly what they got.
Well, we've had those type of penalties here this afternoon, and Ryan Fire seems to think it's going to go against the Claymores. And the officials huddle. And the call, it appears it's going to be a first down.
To the snap. Encroachment on the defense. Nose go. First down.
So that is a first down.
Watch the helmet come into the picture right here. And that's the helmet. that's the offside helmet. That's the helmet of Troy Bailey. On Brad Keeney. That's Brad Keeney on that side jumping in it.
See Cronenberg? He pointed as soon as he snapped the ball. Play fake. And Rubley in trouble, and basically threw that one away to avoid the sack.
And that's what makes Rubley such a heads-up quarterback. He knew exactly what to do with the ball as he had an arm laid around him.
Troy Bailey was the man putting the pressure on T.J. Rubley, and I remember Rubley when he was with the then Los Angeles Rams. He had a solid season in '93 with the Rams. He was the favorite of the fans because he was the backup to Jim Everett. And they continue to run the football to about the 18-yard line. On Carter. Rubley out of Tulsa, and of course his teammate in Tulsa, his teammate here, Dunstan Anderson, on the defensive side, and those are his numbers. Not bad, huh? 7 of 9, 2 of them touchdowns. Ritline and Schrader on the end of those touchdown catches here this afternoon. They both caught touchdown passes last week when Rubley came in. Got him going. 3rd down, and they run the draw. Carter over the middle. Breaks a tackle out across the 30 to about the 33. That ball popped loose, but I think they're going to rule it down. Like Carter out of Arizona. Like Terry made the stop, but boy, these big 3rd and long conversions.
Boy, that was a heck of a cut by Carter. Watch him take the ball, and he loses Poe right here. See the cut? See where he took the cut? That was a nice job by Carter.
Well, Ryan Fire keeps it moving. They lead it 13-0. They're controlling this football game. We'll have a checkoff coming up here. Rubley fires to the left, swings it out complete across the 40. Schrader out, may have another first down. Let's see where they mark him out. And that one appears to be another first down. Just across the marker, so the chains keep moving. And Schrader keeps hauling in the passes from T.J. Rubley. Now he's going to get a break.
And Scotland's defense is still on their toes. They don't know which way to go.
5 catches so far. Seems like he's had about 105. 13-0. All at the 43-yard line. This time they run it. Across the 45, up to about the 49-yard line. Ricky Powers on the sweep.
And that's what I mean. You see the out, and then you see the pass, you see the hook inside, you see the draw, and now you run to your corner. You run the stretch on them.
They'll mark it at the 49-yard line. A pickup of about 6 yards for Ricky Powers. Foster, one of the wide receivers. Ovasaji the other one. Pressure, but he swings it out. Powers near side. Midfield to the 40. Still going. Ricky Powers with those feet churning inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. Another first down for Ryan Fire. They lead it 13-0, and they won more.
In the World League, on a screen, your linemen are allowed to leave early before the pass is thrown. Now watch 79 right here, Ethan Brooks. Watch him get out in front of everything and throw a block on the safety. Now, mind you, Ethan Brooks is a former defensive lineman. Atlanta Falcons sent him over here to play offense, and he's only been playing offense for about a month.
Keep it on the ground, and this time it is Derek Clark, the running back, but he is dropped at the 25-yard line. So nothing there on the right side for Ryan Fire.
And when I was talking about Ethan, I mean, when an offensive lineman, Mark, when you get out there in front and you have a block of safety, man-to-man in the open field, that's a tough thing to do. You'll see a lot of guys, even in the NFL, they'll miss blocks like that. They come hauling around the corner and seeking out a safety, and they dive and they get air. That was a fine job by Ethan Brooks. And see, that's the defensive lineman coming out at him because of his athleticism.
Second down and still about 10. Now it'll be third down. And a long situation coming up for Ryan Fire. They are really controlling time of possession in this football game. 7:50 to go, and it's 13-0 Ryan Fire.
And Galen Hall appears to have taken a page out of Jim Kreiner's playbook. Because that's exactly what Jim Kreiner wanted to do. He wanted to be able to establish the run. He wanted to get the play action going, the screen, the things that he's notorious for. Well, Galen Hall is running it right back at him and having more success.
T.J. Rubley fires, post pattern again, and a good defensive play, almost intercepted. They want to go to Schrader again on the post, but Mr. Coghill got back there and knocked that one away at the last second and saved the touchdown. Terrific play.
Well, George isn't going to fight on the run fake here. He gets back into coverage, and he finds his guy right off the bat. Now watch the break on the ball by George. He's hanging up in the air. He breaks and jumps perfectly, timing it when the ball's going to get there.
So a field goal try coming up here. This will be about a 44-yard effort. Adley Larson to attempt the field goal. Kyle Richardson, the holder. And Larson's kick is on its way, but it is off the mark, no good. Well, the Claymores dodge it there. But Ryan Fire maintains the lead, 13-0.
Australia's Great Barrier Reef. You don't need fins to swim under it. You don't need wings to fly over it. You don't need 4 legs to run through it. But you just might need to bring this. Because Reef Watch Air Tours, Wild Track Jeep Safaris, and Pro Sail Schooners will take you on the ride of your life. If they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
It all started with this dime tip. Suddenly, I was the boss. So I gave myself a day off and went shopping. It was so great. Everything I tried on fit like it was cut just for me. Later at the salon, Candace Bergen shows up with my phone bill.
This will make your day.
Every call was just a dime a minute when I'm home, evenings and weekends. On the way out, I passed the dime on. Who wouldn't want a great rate like that?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
Back at Murray Field, Ryan Fire leading 13-0, and the Claymores struggling offensively. Spence Fisher now in at quarterback. Dave Barr was the quarterback, and as a result, well, they really struggled, and that's the reason Jim Kreiner made the switch to Spence Fisher. But so far, they have been unable to produce anything. Ball at the 34-yard line, and they'll run it. Sir Stacy breaks free for an extra 2 or 3 across the 40-yard line. We talked about that struggling offense, Bill.
Well, you know, you're getting the same result today, too. I mean, I don't see where the big difference is between Spence. He really hasn't brought anything there. I mean, I think the question for him and the Miami Dolphins is suspense. Really, the question marks out on him. He hasn't moved this team like they hoped he would by putting him as a starting quarterback.
Out of the I formation, it's Stacy with a lead block on the way, but good job of pursuit by Ryan Fire's defense, and Stacy brought down across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Aubrey Beavers made the stop.
Well, they're running the ball because that's what their offensive linemen like to do. You heard him ask before, Mark, you picked it up, they said, you heard him say, can we please run the ball? And there's the fullback, Caiello. We talked about him, too. I mean, he just loves to smash the guy up there. He wants to seek out a linebacker and punish him.
Scott Cooper, Alan DeGraff, and Reed, the wide receivers, both to the bottom of your screen. DeGraff and Reed in motion. Third down at about 3.5. Sweep Stacy. And I don't know. Looks like he's short. Going to be close. Like the official, whether it's that left foot mark or the right foot mark.
His left?
Yeah, the official
left.
Yeah, it's whether the official's right foot or the official's left foot. Well, they bring the chains out once again. Oh, that one is
a link.
Just inches. A link, you're right. A link on the chain.
Root him out now. Tell him.
Jim Kreiner was not happy with his offensive line.
Last week he wasn't happy with it at all, and he changed it up, and they went back to fundamentals and made it a training camp atmosphere. Where these guys just went at it 3-hour practices and more time of film and meeting rooms.
What's the front? Let me know if it's speed of front fence. Let me know if that's...
So 4th down and inches. Big play here. Well, the Claymores need to pick this up. And no surprise there. A good push and a 1st down. So the Claymores keep the chains moving. They trail 13-0. They need to make something happen on this drive.
Well, you know, when you got 3rd and a link, and you have Jeff Smith at 335, Purvis Hunt at 383, and Marco Rivera at 300, it makes sense. That's what you got those guys there for. That's what they lift all those weights and eat all that food for. Go right over the middle.
Yep, Jeff Smith out of Tennessee, played with Peyton Manning a couple of years. Didn't play well last week, said Jim Kreiner, so I'm sure he wants to make up for that. 1st down, and yet another penalty. Way too many of these, I'm sure, for both head coaches. And as usual, they both point at each other. Did you perfect that, by the way, in your days?
Oh, we tried to. We tried to. But, you know, the referees are never fooled.
False start on the offense.
Well, the false start against the Claymores.
Still 1st out.
5 minutes remaining here. 13-0. Ryan Fire. T.J. Rubley coming off 3 touchdown passes last week. 2 more here today. Whoops. Randy Bierman, the guilty party, so it is a 1st and 15. 8th penalty. They'll run it, and not much. Sir Stacy hitting the backfield on the handoff from Spence Fisher. Stacy looking for another chance, and talking to Mike Keller, the general manager for the Claymores, and he's hoping, he's made some calls on Sir Stacy's benefit to try to land him a job in the National Football League. He was with Kansas City, but That was a situation where you had Marcus Allen and Greg Hill and really no place for Surian Stacy to play. Second down and long. And Fisher with pressure, and he will be sacked. Back at the 36-yard line, Dunston Anderson has another one.
And that's his 5th sack of the season. I'll tell you, Dunston's really put together a fine year so far early on. He really has his game together. He looks the best I've seen him look. Now, Dunston was over here last year. You see him turn the corner and using his hands. I mean, as a defensive end, you have a bag of tricks. And in that tricks, you know, everything comes off that outside rush. If you can get that outside rush, turn the corner, you can do a lot of things.
I asked him what's his best technique. He said speed. He said, if they figure that out, then I go to my next one. He said, don't worry about it. Third and long, pass to the sideline is incomplete near midfield, intended for Alan DeGraff and Reed. And the Claymores are going to have to give this one up. Wayne Lamley will come out to punt it away, so a disappointment after picking up a 4th down to keep a drive alive. Penalties again causing problems. The Ricky Mose back deep for Ryan Fire, standing at about his 30-yard line. And Wayne Lamley will punt it away.
I'll tell you, you know, they put the new quarterback in, but yet they're not getting the ball to any of the receivers. I mean, they've run Stacy. I think they might have thrown it to one wide receiver. That was Alan DeGraff and Reed early.
Mose on the line drive punt, but not much of a return. Ryan Fire gets it back right at the 30, and they lead it 13-0 here at Murrayfield.
I wasn't looking for love, with just a glance it happened. Love came looking for me. Get out of my way.
Searching for major movies? Turn on FX Major Movie Sunday, a major Hollywood movie every Sunday. Tonight at 8, Anthony Edwards packs his pocket protector and goes head-to-head with John Goodman in the zany comedy Revenge of the Nerds.
Let's get those nerds!
Dressed for success, Anthony Edwards unites the socially challenged.
You're gonna love it.
John Goodman and Anthony Edwards star in Revenge of the Nerds. Turn it on tonight at 8 for FX Major Movie Sunday.
What would you pay to look like $1 million?
Time Life presents The Firm, the exercise videos that are making firm believers out of people.
I have shape and definition in my waist, and my butt looks like a 19-year-old after 3 kids.
Other tapes are a waste of money. The only tapes that work on the market today are the Firm tapes.
Aerobics will burn fat, but the combination of weights and aerobics can burn 3 times more fat. The Firm combines weights with aerobics in every exercise. The Firm guarantees visible results in 10 sessions.
They said, give us 10 tries and we'll make a difference. It really did. Immediately I started seeing results.
Call now for Volume 1 of The Firm for just $4.99. Use your credit card and get The Firm's 5-day abs free. Every few weeks, receive a new Firm video, so call now.
It's a whole new body. The Firm tapes give you a whole new body.
To order The Firm, call 1-800-967-2244. Use your credit card and receive the 5-day abs video free. Or send $4.99 plus $3.49 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
Okay.
Well, Jim Craner not happy with his bunch.
You think they was reading pressure on our hand?
Well, that's Jim's bunch of guys, the offensive line. That's who he works with all the time. And you'll see him almost every time they come off the field, huddle around him, going over each and every play.
5 DBs in the game for Claymores, and T.J. Rubley, they finally get to him. Troy Bailey is the man who hauls him down. T.J. Rubley trying to scramble away, but not this time.
Well, that looked like a broken play right from the get-go. He tried to make the handoff. You see him try to make the handoff right in here, and he never gets the ball out there. And then he tried to take off on his own, but that's going to be recorded as a sack.
Yep, it really shouldn't be.
That's his first sack. That's the first sack they've had all year.
3 wide receivers for Ryan Fire, second down at about 15. Blitz on, and the pass goes incomplete as Coghill was blitzing from the safety spot, and Rubley had to unload that one.
He took a shot when he unloaded it, too.
Well, I tell you what, Coghill can deliver a blow.
You know, I was really surprised Coghill didn't get picked up. He played this way last year, too. I mean, I saw him all season last World League season just knocking the dog out of people. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, I would like to have this guy on my
Knocking the dog out.
Yeah. I mean, the guys get up and they don't bark anymore.
Third down and still about 15. And they fire up the middle again. The other safety man, Doug Terry. Boy, those are two very active safeties. And the Claymore defense really got fired up. And we may get a timeout called here prior to the 2-minute warning.
That's their first charge.
Claymores take their first timeout with 2:11 to go in the second quarter and a 13-0 lead for Ryan Fire.
30-second timeout.
Well, here's right there. That's Doug Terry. Here's Coghill, too. Now, both the safeties are coming on a blitz. Now, it works for them this time. It pays off because they tried to run the draw into it. But you're going to have a tough time playing man-to-man coverage, and that's what you have to play when you blitz against the receivers, Foster, Schrader, and Dritline. But Doug Terry, that time on the blitz, it paid off for him. Doug Terry spent some time with the Kansas City Chiefs. I was a member of the team when he was on.
Is that right?
Yeah, I remember when he was a free agent. We took him out of Kansas. And he was doing the same thing there as he does now. And that's just flying around hitting people.
Demetrius Martin is back deep for the Claymore, standing back at about the 35-yard line. The punt coming up. 13-0 our score. There are touchdown passes. High kick, not real deep. Fair catch signaled and made at about the 40, 41-yard line. A good field position with 2 minutes warning rolling up here. For the Claymores, this would be big if they can get points on the board here before halftime.
Well, they need to get their offense going right now. Like you said, they got the good field position going for them now, and the short field, they need to take it down. And you look at that's what I talked about before. They made the change of quarterbacks, but the wide receivers aren't getting the ball. And they haven't the first two games, and they're not now either. And I think at some point in time, you've got to get the ball to Yo Murphy and Alan DeGraffenreid to have a productive offense.
Well, they keep it on the ground. Saran Stacy breaking tackles across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Israel Stanley making the stop. That will take us down to the 2-minute warning. Out to the 46-yard line is where the ball is. We come back. Ryan Fire leading 13-0.
Life is the race against yourself.
Setting goals. Focus. The face plan. Reach and goal. 2,837 free throws. Putting back what you lose. Being the underdog.
Life is
Beginning.
being
Me. Life is a sport. Drink it up.
Tonight, Tommy Lee Jones and Ann Hayes take you behind the scenes.
This is no good. Get out of here.
As one of Hollywood's hottest motion pictures explodes. It's the making of Volcano. Tonight at 6 on FX.
Coming up on this week's Back Chat, we'll find out all about female perversion from its star, Amy Madigan. And we'll talk with Kathy Moriarty about her new movie, A Brother's Kiss. All coming up on this week's Back Chat.
Back Chat, tonight at 6:30, 5:30 Central.
So you're building that deck with Time Life to help you along. You might want to add some built-in benches. Page 50. How about a brick patio? Guaranteed weed-proof and a lot easier on your checkbook than some contractor would be.
Now with Home Repair, you get 2 books for $2. Order decks, porches, and patios for just $1.99 and get kitchens free.
Those new countertops sure look good, and doing it yourself probably saved a bundle. So you could do that built-in recycling bin she wanted. Step by step, Time Life makes it easy.
With Home Repair, you get professional results at do-it-yourself prices. Use your credit card to order decks for just $1.99 and get kitchens free.
Home Repair makes you a real hero around the house. So why don't you give them a call? They'd probably love to hear from you.
Call 1-800-571-0707 to get 2 books for only $2. Use your credit card to order decks, porches, and patios, and you'll get kitchens free. Or send check or money order for $1.99 plus $3.95 shipping to the address on your screen.
Eric Clemens back in our New York studios. Coming up on the Doctor's Halftime Report, we'll have the week's news and notes from the NFL and recap the first half action and yesterday's action in the World League. Back to Scotland.
Welcome back to Murrayfield. Thank you, Eric Clemens. The FX Studios in New York. Here in Edinburgh, it is second down and about 5. 13-0 Ryan Fire leading. Claymore offense is not yet awakened. Pressure. Fisher fires, and the pass bounces off the receiver. We got a flag down. Alan DeGraffenried couldn't hang on, but a flag flies from the secondary. Chances are that'll be a first down coming up for the Claymores. Either interference or holding back there. Let's see. Bill Moss, you had an unusual penalty in your game last night in Amsterdam.
Illegal contact on the defense, number 30. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that was similar. That was the call there we had last night as well.
Yeah.
And what that is that's contact when the ball's in the air. The receiver is still in his route, and the defensive back breaks that route. Now, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to get a jam up by the line of scrimmage. You got about 5 yards. But you can't make that illegal contact downfield.
Well, it is a first down. 3 wide receivers in for the Claymores. They trail 13-0. Spence Fisher with pressure again. Fires as he's going down. The pass goes incomplete. Second down and 10 as he just dumped that one off. Dunstan Anderson again putting the pressure on.
Well, that time he almost got him, and the time before that he almost got him. But Spence Fisher stepped up in the pocket 2 plays ago. This time he throws the ball with Dunstan hanging onto his leg.
As Jim Kreiner mentioned, they went back to basics and their fundamentals on the offensive line, and I don't know. I don't think they picked up all those fundamentals. Second down and 10. Vince Fisher back to throw underneath, and a pass caught across midfield to the 48. Yo Murphy with a rare reception. That may well be his first of the afternoon. The World Bowl MVP from last season. Tyrone Williams on the stop, and I tell you, the Claymores, you look at their record 2 years ago, they lost every home game. There's Murphy's numbers from last week. 2 years ago, they lose every home game. Last year, they win every home game, including the championship. This year, they've already lost once at home, and they trail here 13-0. Fisher goes for it all. A lot of air underneath that ball, bobbled, and both receiver and defender had their hands on it. Artis Houston almost had the interception. Pass intended for Alan DeGraffenried. Good coverage, but too much air under that ball.
Well, you talk about the Scotland's record you're speaking of. And in 95, when they first got here, they lost all their home games. But in 96, when they won all their home games, that was the first year that Kreiner was actually the head coach going into the season. And Jim normally runs a tight ship, organized group. And believe me, he's not real happy with the start they're having right now. And that's why they had the training camp-like atmosphere this week in practice.
And the punt. Lamb laid a punt to Ricky Mose. Uh-oh, is there going to be a flag coming out here? No. As he is hit immediately at the 11-yard line.
Charles Swan timed that.
Boy, you bet.
I mean, when you see the receiver down there and he wants to catch the ball and he doesn't wave off for a fair catch, watch. No fair catch signal. Watch Swan just stutter step and wait. And he's closing on the tackle as the ball actually gets in his hand.
Property of the St. Louis Rams. So will he have a chance to make the senior team? Dick Vermeil. You know, Jim Kreiner had a chance to become an assistant coach with the St. Louis Rams and turned it down, so he didn't think much about it.
Well, with special teams played like that, he has a good chance. He carries that over into training camp. You can make anybody's roster.
Ricky Powers a single setback here, and we have plays stopped momentarily. 13-0. Ryan Fire leading here at Murrayfield. Claymores not wanting to lose 2 at home. Powers tries to get outside. Good game tackling at about the 15-yard line, led by Jason Simmons. And we're going to get a timeout called here.
Charge team timeout. 30-second timeout.
The Claymores trying to preserve time. About 53 seconds to go in the first half. P.J. Rubley with a couple of touchdown passes, spoiling the day so far for that man, Jim Kreiner. He experienced the championship last year, but so far a struggle. This game is so important.
Well, I think Jim's trying to find his right combination up front. Now, we saw Randy Bierman have some trouble. He jumped off sides once, and then he's been getting beat by Dunstan Anderson. But in his defense, he was playing left tackle. He has always played left tackle since he's been here, and then they've been trying to get the right combination. So they get him over there, and then they bring in Ron Florine and put him at left tackle. They're trying to find the right combination. They haven't got it yet. And until they do get that right combination, Jim Kreiner's going to have looks on his face like we just saw.
Derek Clark now in the backfield gets the handoff off the right side, and he is tripped up. Nice play by George Coghill again. Across the 17-yard line, a quick timeout call.
Timeout Scotland.
With 48 seconds to go before halftime. Here at Murrayfield in Edinburgh. Overcast skies, an occasional blue sky. Galen Hall.
Got to be happy with what he's seen from his guys the last 4 quarters they've played. 2 last week, and then the first half here.
How much we, that's the last. If we can run it to 34 seconds.
I tell you, he coached a pretty good running back at the University of Florida, some guy named Emmett Smith.
Ran into him several times.
Yep. He knows what a good running back looks like.
You know, one of Galen's biggest concerns coming into the game was the offensive line and Saran Stacy. He says, boy, I hope they just don't keep pounding the ball on us, because if they do, I think they'll wear us down. But so far, it hasn't been that. It's been the other way around. Ryan Fire's been wearing Scotland down.
Derek Clark remains in the backfield on a 3rd down. And again, flags come. See if T.J. Arubli drew him off or not. One may go against Ryan Fire. Oh, we have had a bunch of penalties. Yep.
False start. Number 55 of the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Cronenberg.
Oh, that's 55, Cronenberg, the center.
He's playing with ligament damage and a knee. I tell you this.
Yeah, he missed last week. There he is right there.
With the timer, please put 48 seconds on the clock. 48 seconds. Thank you.
This offensive line reads like a mash unit. Keith Wagner has a knee. Olaf Hampel with a calf. Cronenberg with a knee. Bolo with rib cage problems. Brooks is hurt. Man.
A knee, a calf, a thigh. It's like we're ordering food.
3rd down and about 9. Rubley in trouble. Steps away. Look out. He's in the end zone. Rubley still with it. Scrambles and throws down the sideline, incomplete. Boy,
that's why he's
slippery.
That's why he's dangerous. And that's why they have no sacks. Now you're saying, oh, they did get sacked. No, they didn't. The official statistics ruled it as a running play, so the Ryan Fire still have no sacks. But what? He is able to avoid pressure no matter where it's at. And he knows exactly what to do with the ball when it's time to do it. He held on to it for a long enough period of time to see if his receivers, if anybody found an opening and saw him scrambling. If they were there, he'd find him. If not, he throws the ball away.
Demetrius Martin back deep. Kyle Richardson, the punt. He's about a yard in the end zone on this punt coming up. No pressure, though. Hangs it up high. Nice kick. Martin drifting back to about the 36-yard line. Got a good block across the 40. And will be slowed up and brought down at about the 41-yard line.
Oh, you know who that nice block was by. That was Swan again. That was 26. He talked about, you know, being from the Rams and can you make a team. And we saw him on 2 special team plays back-to-back make nice plays.
All right, now you trail 13-0, 28 seconds to go. You've got the ball in decent field position, but not much time. What do you do here?
Take a knee, get in the locker room, and sort it out.
In other words, don't risk a turnover.
They're going to take a shot here, one way or another. But they need to sort out their problems offensively.
Well, they've got 4 wideouts in the game, so they definitely are going to put the ball up from the 42-yard line. Spence Fisher with some pressure. Looking in that pocket, scrambles to the right, and he is brought down from behind.
That's Dunstan Anderson. That's his 5th sack. And that's why I say take a knee, because you risk getting hurt.
Well, they're racing up out of timeout. 2nd down. It's still about 10. This could be the final play. Spence Fisher, short drop, fires out. We got, I think we got another flag down. What else is new? 3 seconds to go before halftime. Ryan Fire with the lead 13-0 on a pair of touchdown passes by T.J. Rubley. That man has not produced anything in his start against Fisher. Can't blame him for everything, though. Been I guess a total team effort in that area.
Well, they've been out of sync. The offense has never found their groove. They haven't been able to do what they want to do.
There's no foul on the play. No foul on the play.
Well, they picked up the flag. They got so used to dropping them, they come out automatically.
Referee Bill Levy, he's been busy this first half, hasn't he?
Hadn't he, though? Ryan Fire 13-0 as halftime draws near. Winner of this game goes to 2-1 and a share of the lead. Barcelona losing last night to Frankfurt. Back to pass. Again, the final play coming up. Pass complete across midfield down to about the 47-yard line, and that'll do it. So it will be a rather boisterous locker room as Jim Kreiner, I'm sure, will have a lot of things to say to that guy and the entire team. Halftime here at Murray Field. Ryan Fire leading 13-0.
The brand new limited edition Disney Winnie the Pooh postage stamps are now available. The International Collectors Society is now offering the only collector's set ever issued to commemorate the evolution of Winnie the Pooh from a real bear born in Winnipeg, Canada, to a cartoon icon beloved around the world. Demand for this limited edition set has been so overwhelming, experts are already predicting this set will be prized by you and your loved ones for generations to come. Not available at your local post office, you can only get them through this special television offer. The complete set of stamps is only $9.95. You'll also receive a numbered certificate of authenticity and a protective display holder. But that's not all. When you order, you'll also get this beautiful Disney Winnie the Pooh airmail stamp, an $8 value absolutely free. Remember, you get the legal tender Disney Winnie the Pooh stamps, a numbered certificate of authenticity, and protective display holder, all for $9.95. And when you act now, you'll also receive this stunning Disney Winnie the Pooh airmail stamp, an $8 value absolutely free. There's a limit of 6 per household. Call toll-free now.
Word is you guys are writing a book. Yeah, it's about the fine art of power hitting.
We're calling it Babe Ruth, Schmabe Ruth.
It'll teach kids early on, because art takes years of fine-tuning.
Just ask Picasso or Mozart.
Some say your power hitting started the same day you moved to the thin air of Colorado. You know, Larry and I are getting a little tired of that.
Tomorrow, the New York Mets take on Cincinnati, or Colorado meets Houston, only on FX.
This Dockers Halftime Report is brought to you by Dockers Khakis, the go-to khakis from Dusseldorf to Scotland. Hey, nice band.
Wow, the Ryan Fire a surprising 13-0 lead against the defending World Bowl champion Scottish Claymores at the break. Maybe not such a surprise because Galen Hall 3-1 over his career against Scotland. More comings and goings this week in the National Football League. Let's get you up to date on the week's happenings in the NFL. The Oakland Raiders make another free agent move. They signed Baltimore safety Eric Turner to a 4-year contract. Turner was the second overall pick in the '91 draft for Cleveland, has made the Pro Bowl 2 of the last 3 years. The Ravens lost Turner, but they landed the Goose. Tony Siragusa. Baltimore signs the former Colt defensive tackle to a 4-year deal estimated at $6 million. Siragusa reunited with Ted Marchibroda, who coached him in Indy. One of Siragusa's former teammates with the Colts apparently will retire. Linebacker Trev Alberts, Indianapolis' #1 pick in '94, has battled injuries most of his career. He's missed a total of 20 of a possible 52 NFL games. Patrick Bates waived by the Falcons after he was charged in a domestic violence dispute. Atlanta acquired Bates last season from the Oakland Raiders. Kansas City kept fullback Donnell Bennett in the fold, re-signing the former second-round pick to a 4-year deal. Bennett was a restricted free agent, and he is happy to be back in the fold at Kansas City, blocking for the likes of Allen and Hill. Philadelphia made it official when they waived veteran kicker Gary Anderson, who spent the last 2 seasons with the Eagles. Anderson became dispensable when Philadelphia inked Chris Bonio as a free agent last season. Now, some other news and notes. The Eagles also moved to solidify their offensive line by signing guard Mike Zandowski of Atlanta. The Lions waived former Pro Bowl defensive tackle Henry Thomas and signed Tommy Vardell of the 49ers. St. Louis waives tackle Jimmy Jones. Denver inks linebacker Arnold Alley, who won a World Bowl with Scotland last season. Give the former World Bowler a hand there. And Washington Redskins re-signed Darrell Green at 37, who takes a licking and keeps on ticking. He says he's as fast as he used to be. Two exciting contests in our World League doubleheader yesterday. And let's go out to London to recap what happened, in Amsterdam to recap what happened there as the Admirals come alive before their home crowd at the arena. Brent Moss goes in for their first score, 8 yards, 7-0 Admirals. They'd add much more. Mike McCoy got the start yesterday. He finds A.C. Tellison of the Rams, 48-yard post pattern on the hookup, 20-3 Amsterdam. Ralph Dawkins dives for 1 yard out, puts the ball over the plane, his second TD of the game, 27-6 Admirals. And then icing on the cake, Stan White picked by Ron Carpenter. Carpenter looking to take it in, but he'll fumble and watch the ball just wait there for Jay Phillips to bring it in. And then the famous caterpillar crawl to celebrate the touchdown. Admirals register 7 sacks. Moss runs for 82 yards in a 34-6 victory. On now to Barcelona, where this guy taking advantage of the beautiful scenery out there in Barcelona. First quarter, John Kitna remaining hot. The Seahawks allocated player hooks up with Tyree Davis, 34 yards, 7-0. Third quarter now, Frankfurt trying to come back. Steve Pallor swings it out to Vernon Turner. This 32-yard catch and run sets up a field goal by Ralph Kleinman to make it 7-6. Coach Dartner has one more trick up his sleeve. How about the halfback option? Vernon Turner again, finding a wide-open John Morton, 23 yards, 16-10 Frankfurt. They'll go for 2. Pallor finds the German national Ingo Seibert for the 2-point conversion, 17-10. Jack Bignell wanting to make some last-minute strategy, so Kitna throwing again to pass deflected and intercepted by Jack Kellogg. Ends the game. Ernie Stautner does it again as the Galaxy goes on to win it 17-10. And we'll be back with more of the Dockers halftime report. Recap the first half highlights of this one when we come back in just a moment.
That's right. For only $99, you can join the fun in Orlando for 4 days and 3 nights as Walt Disney World celebrates its 25th anniversary. You'll stay at a world-class hotel, enjoy fabulous food, and see your favorite attractions.
$99?
You'll also receive a coupon book worth $500 in savings, plus a 3-day, 2-night bonus vacation in Fort Lauderdale.
At $99 per person, space is limited, so call 1-800-884-7755. All major credit cards accepted, so call now.
Before he made motion picture history. Before he became the biggest movie star in the world.
And we make with the Kleenex here.
He was already making us laugh out loud. On In Living Color.
Woodchuck the gray squirrel, Woodchuck the gray squirrel.
The only place you can see Jim Carrey every night.
Alrighty.
Is on FX. 2 back-to-back episodes of In Living Color.
My job here is done.
The hum of the saw, the wail of the drill, the rhythm of the plane. If you love the music of woodworking, listen to this free TV offer. It's 101 shop tips, packed with secrets from the pros like a jig for routing evenly spaced dados, straightening uneven edges. You'll get 101 time-saving tips, and you get it free when you order cabinet making for just $9.99. Packed with hundreds of full-color photos and illustrations, cabinet making shows you how to master every cabinetry technique and get picture-perfect results. Preview future volumes from the Art of Woodworking with no commitment to buy. Use your credit card and get this video, Shop Secrets from Master Craftsman, free. So call now to order cabinet making for just $9.99 and get 101 shop tips free. Use your credit card and get your free Shop Secrets video. Call now.
Call 1-800-935-8484 to order cabinet making and get your free 101 shop tips. Use your credit card and you'll receive your free Shop Secrets video. Or send check or money order to the address on your screen.
You know, this is going to seem strange, but in '95, Scotland drafted my kicker from Florida, Arden Krzyzewski, who kicked a field goal to win my last football game in Florida against LSU with 1 second left. And we're getting ready to play Scotland in our opening game in '95, and Arden is kicking for Scotland, and he's lining up to kick a field goal to beat us by 2 points, and with maybe one or 2 seconds left. And I just got to think, well, he won one for me in college. Now he's going to cost me one in the World League. And as history goes, Arden won that one for me, too. He missed it to the right.
Galen Hall hoping for a repeat performance today in Scotland to walk away with another victory. So far, after 30 minutes of play, things looking pretty good as the Ryan Fire invades the home of the defending World Bowl champions. Let's recap the first half of action for you. Go out to Murray Field, where the bagpipes are always playing, but not much good news. In the first quarter, T.J. Rubley of the Broncos hooking up with A.J. Apodile. 16 yards, sets up a TD 3 plays later. Rubley hooks up with Bill Schrader out of the Packers. They're going to love the dive. He wants to be a decathlete after his football career. I guess he'd do pretty well in the high jump. Jim Kreiner trying to straighten things out on his sideline, but nothing doing. Rubley scrambling. This is what's been so good about him so far this year. Gets away from the rush, picks up 16, sets up a touchdown 7 plays later. When he off the play fake, bites everybody on the Scottish defense and goes to Michael Dritline of the Chiefs for a 40-yard touchdown, the extra point block. But the Ryan Fire with a 13-0 lead at the half. T.J. Rubley, a major reason why, 11 for 15 with a couple of touchdowns. And the World League, if this projects out to the end of the game and the Ryan Fire holds on to win, the standings would be very interesting. We'd have 3 teams at 2-1 with Frankfurt, an inside track at gaining that first half title in the World Bowl berth. The other 3 would be 1-2. Now, because of performances of players like T.J. Rubley and John Kitten of Barcelona, the allocated players have increased interest in the NFL Spring League among the European fans and also among some very distinguished American fans.
One thing we know about the World Football League, each and every one of those guys are out there because they want to be there badly. They want to be there badly. They're going to be giving it every ounce of energy they have. And I like to see that kind of thing. I hope you guys, I hope you will show us more of it because those fellas are fighting for their lives.
Joe Willie, we got more for you, man. Just tune in next week, Saturday, starting at 1 o'clock, rematch of '96 World Bowl. Scotland at Frankfurt. That should be a dandy one. And then that'll be followed up by the Ryan Fire against Amsterdam at 4. And then on Sunday, Barcelona takes on London. But it's just about time to get out to Scotland for second half play. Can the Claymores come back against the Ryan Fire? We'll find out in a moment.
Does it seem like the weekend is the only time to take care of personal business? The problem is that when you're off, just about everyone else is too, but not at the money store. If you're thinking about refinancing or getting a home equity loan, call the money store this weekend and apply by phone. There's no application fee, and chances are you'll have an approval by Tuesday.
Palmer, there's still more bags in the car.
So if you want to refinance your home or get a home equity loan, call the money store this weekend at 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Searching for an inside look at the American dream? Let FX take you to Minnesota, baseball Minnesota, where you get a real-world view of the minor leagues. And every day is a fight to get to the majors. From the owners to the manager, the families and the fans, all eyes are on the men who have the courage to dream and the talent to win. Tune in to FX and get behind the scenes of the minor leagues, because there's more to the game of baseball than what you see on the field. Baseball Minnesota, tonight at 7.
Searching for action, excitement, and laughs? Turn on FX Prime Time, starting at 8. Get yourself a team. Catch the explosive thrills of the A-Team. Then at 9, Don Johnson turns up the heat with the look and excitement that is Miami Vice. And at 10, Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans push the envelope of good taste.
Pilot to co-pilot, we're going down in flames.
On In Living Color, FX Primetime, Tuesday through Saturday. 3 shows, 1 place, FX.
Our champion Bill Moss back at Murray Field in lovely Edinburgh, Scotland. 13-0 here at halftime. Ryan Fire in control, and the statistics will tell you why.
Well, first of all, you look at Scotland and you say, wow, the passing yards. They need to get the ball to the receivers. 2 catches by the wide receivers, none by the tight end. In order to get this thing going, they've got to get the ball outside. And then you look at penalties, 35 yards in penalties. I mean, that's more yards than they have passing. And they're going backwards. So that's no good. That's going to kill you, too. And for Ryan, well, you know, they've got it going on now.
Comparison of the quarterbacks, and clearly Mr. Rubley has had the better day. 2 more touchdown passes. That's 5 in the last, 3 quarters, really. Mitch Fisher has really struggled. Joe Murphy and Eric Smith back deep. High, short kickoff. Murphy at about the 15. Tries to dance free. We got another flag down as he got across the 22-yard line. Looked like maybe offside on the kickoff.
Well, that was back in that vicinity.
Yep.
I would imagine that would be the call.
See that called very often.
Offside on the kicking team, number 30. We will re-kick.
They'll do it again.
Sounds like referee Joe Levy's getting hoarse. He's losing his voice. He's calling so many penalties.
Probably saying, you know, I had dinner reservations. I may have to change them. So Adley Larson will kick it off once again. Rhein Fire coming off a win. They would like to get to 2-1. Of course, we mentioned against Barcelona losing to Frankfurt, and after 5 games, that will decide who will host in the World Bowl. And certainly the Claymores thought they had a great chance, but not if they let this one get away.
Well, they jumped out with the opening win against Amsterdam, and then since then it's been a struggle. And it's been a struggle primarily on our offense. They haven't been able to run. They haven't been able to pass. They're unsettled on a quarterback. And frankly, I think, you know, they're still unsettled on a quarterback. I think the move with Spence Fisher hasn't proven to me that he's the guy for the season yet.
Certainly hasn't gotten a lot of help. Larson's kickoff, a little deeper this time, back to about the 2-yard line. Joe Murphy again across the 15-20 and banged down hard at about the 21 or 22-yard line. Well, we talked about all the quarterback changes in the league, and there's a look at it.
Yeah, that's from week 1 to week 2. Saka sat down, and McCoy took his place for Amsterdam. Chad May got pulled, and Pallor came in. Stan White was down, and Preston Jones came in last night as well. And now Dave Barr is down, and Spence Fisher's the guy. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see Barr get back in the lineup.
Sir Stacy, the tailback, said he wanted to take some pressure off of Spence Fisher by running, but they haven't been able to do it. Fisher looking to the air, left now right, and completes it. The 25 to about the 27-yard line, fighting hard. Scott Cooper from Britain, one of the national players on this team. Each team must have 7 of those. There's a look at Cooper.
He's come a long way, too, as a receiver. Now, he's been here 3 years, and last year he was starting to get the hang of it. By the end of the season, you know, he was in the mix, receiving corps. Now he's considered their 3rd receiver.
He has stepped it up. He's lined up to the top of your screen, I formation on a 2nd down and 5. Toss right, Sir Stacy looking for a little blocking. Not a lot of it there up near the 30-yard line. We mentioned the national players and Scott Cooper. There are some rules. There's 7 players per team. One must play every other series, and they have to be on special teams, at least one. And the change in kicker, that's an interesting rule, Bill.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, if the ball is spotted on the 15-yard line, and it's a 32-yard field goal, you have to have a national kicker kick it from the 15 on in. But after that, you can have another guy come in, whoever that may be, and kick a long-distance field goal.
The blue flag placard you caught an eye of means it's a national series, and it also means it's a 1st down. Stacy across the 35 to the 36-yard line, running up inside. He can do that. He can go inside, and he can go outside. And boy, I tell you, you know, as good as he is, again, we mentioned about the speed or lack of, but he can do so many things. And that great vision and cutback ability that hopefully he'll get a shot in the National Football League.
Well, look at the lead blocker, Coelho. He's up there on Aubrey Beaver, still pushing him. But that vision that you were talking about is what makes not only him good, but it sure makes your offensive lineman look great.
From the 36-yard line, 1st down. Spence Fisher back to throw, and the pocket stays in there nicely. Pass complete. Midfield, and the big tight end rumbling down to about the 30-yard line. Boy, I tell you, I was impressed that time with Spence Fisher as he completes to Ricky Brady, the big tight end. He stayed in that pocket.
That's what they need to do. They need to get their tight end involved in this thing. That ball's going out here. That's Ricky Brady comes outside. And who he beats is Chris Schelling, the strong safety. He drew man coverage with the strong safety, and Brady took him to the flat and then lost him in the flat when he turned upfield. And as he turned upfield, Spence Fisher found him.
Brady out of Oklahoma, so biggest play of the day for the Claymores. First down, line fire territory, and it's Sirhan. Stacy stays on his feet for an extra 3. Running hard to about the 22-21-yard line. Tyrone Williams brings him down. You can see the level picking up a little bit for the Claymores. As they have success, a little more confidence on the part of this offense.
Watch Ron Florine block Israel Stanley. That's going to set the whole thing up. He steps out and he takes the defensive end and he gets him turned inside. Now Stacy takes it from there and just finds his way upfield. Look at the balance he has as well, Mark. After he took a hit, he was able to keep his balance and get another yard or 2.
And they keep running. And another yard or 2 is what Sirhan Stacy will do, and he should have the first down inside the Ryan Fire 20-yard line. Let's see, we may have a measurement, and we will. Looked like he had picked it up. 60 yards for Sirhan Stacy. Said he wanted to carry the ball about 15 or 20 times. Said he's not back 100%, but they may need to have him carry it more than 15 or 20.
Well, I can tell you that most of those yards he's gotten on his own.
SCO Royster will give him a break. That's exactly what Stacy needs right now. He said he's probably about 5 pounds heavier than he wants to be, and, well, they are short. They marked that thing back a little bit. I thought he had it.
Was it the right foot?
I think that was the left hand versus the right hand on the part of Sirhan Stacy. Jim Craner talking it over.
Zone's all right. We're bringing linebackers now, so tell your line to be ready. They brought linebackers last time. Here we go. Go, they're calling you. Grip.
Craner, Jim Stoker, the offensive coordinator for the Claymores, and Spence Fisher racing back to the huddle.
Well, that zone he was talking about is zone blocking up front. Each guy has a zone, has an area. And then you heard him talk about watch the blitz. They're bringing linebackers now.
Third down in inches, and the big fullback takes it inside and picks up the first down and then some down to about the 15-yard line. Halo picks it up. Aubrey Beavers on the stop, but this has been an impressive drive. First one of the day, really, for the Claymores. They trail 13-0. We're in the third.
Well, they've complemented it by the pass. So look at the push on the left side of the line. These guys right there. That's a big push.
Well, maybe those fundamentals are kicking in. Or maybe they were kicked at halftime, and now they're kicking in. Sirhan Stacy back in the game. A first down. Back shift now for Spence Fisher. Short drop, looking right, and fires. And the pass complete to about the 10-yard line. And stopped there is Scott Cooper. National player for the Claymores. He's been active. A couple of catches on this drive. In fact, let's take a look at the national players for the Scottish Claymores.
The most active is Scotty Cooper. The tight end, Avi, pretty good receiver in his own right, and then a 2 kicker. Branscombe is a little bit too inexperienced to get much playing time, but Scotty Cooper, he's a gutsy guy. He's about 175 pounds. He really stands out when you're down in the field how skinny he is compared to the other players.
Toss left on a 2nd and 4. And good play that time, getting up to stuff it. Corner man Lee Cole did a nice job of staying home. Saw the play coming his way by Sirhan Stacy. So it sets up a third down situation, and there's Lee Cole, property of the Houston Oilers. Dave Barr had a good quote today in the Telegraph about how close it is between the World League and the National Football League. Matter of inches and pounds. In motion right. There's the Oyster. He's a good receiver out of the backfield, and he gets belted inside the 10. That's going to be short of the first down. They need to get to about the 6-yard line. Artis Houston put the pop on him.
And now they're in the red zone area. And they've been down there, and since they've gotten in there, the Ryan Fire's defense has really gotten tough.
All right, you trail 13-0. It's 4th down, about 1.5 yards to go. Do you need points? Nope, you need a touchdown. So it is 4th down. Big play here. This has been a very impressive series. They don't want it to end. Cooper, the motion man. Cross right. Stacy, fullback leads. Hurdles through. And a flag flies. Sirhan Stacy down about the 1, but that yellow flag came out. John Anderson, the strong safety, made the stop, and this one looks like it's coming back.
It's going to be a holding.
Oh, my. I believe that is our first holding penalty of the afternoon.
But again, it's on the offensive line, and most of the penalties have been right there.
Mr. Levy will give us the indication.
Holding on the offense, number 81. 10-yard penalty, repeat 4th down.
We call it on the wide receiver, Scott Cooper.
Number 72 is reported.
So a field goal try as a result of the penalty. Will be about a 32-yard effort. 32-yard effort coming up.
They've struggled with their kicking game.
Yep. On the way, the left footer bangs it up and through. Grunroos knocks it through. Harry Grunroos from Finland puts the Claymores on the board. Trail by 10.
Well, Visa Gold bought you the clubs and the clothes and 3 rounds at breathtaking Pebble Beach. The one thing it couldn't buy you was a single decent shot.
I quit. Finish without me.
I can't. Those are my clubs. Fortunately, it had enough purchasing power for your next set of clothes. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be. In every city, in every bottle, in every bubble, lies the formula for refreshment.
Nice pants.
Dockers, khakis.
Coming up on this week's Back Chat, we'll find out all about female perversion from its star, Amy Madigan. And we'll talk with Kathy Moriarty about her new movie, A Brother's Kiss. All coming up on this week's Back Chat.
Back Chat, tonight at 6:30, 5:30 Central.
Searching for the power of Fox shows? You'll find it on FX. Fox Gone Cable.
An impressive drive, nets 3 for the Scottish Claymores. Harry Grunroos with the field goal, capping off a 64-yard, 11-play drive, and look at that, lasted almost 8 minutes. Good job, but they settled for 3 instead of 6.
That's the killer right there, and they had a chance to have the 6.
Kickoff, the left footer, a low line drive kick, and Clark on the far side at about the 18-yard line across the 25-30. I'll tell you one thing I've been impressed with here at Edinburgh. They love their team, and they love to have fun. They call it a power party. And fans support their Claymores. Did you play one of those, Mr. Moss?
I'm full of hot air, but
I couldn't do that. The hula hoop, I'd be in traction. The kilts. Now, I understand, Mr. Moss, that you actually had a chance to wear a kilt. I think you would look good in one, frankly.
They couldn't find enough cloth to fit around my midsection.
I understand they're pretty expensive. T.J. Rubley with a defender in his face, fires to the far sideline to about the 37-yard line. Andy Fields on the stop. T.J. Rubley to Sean Foster, and Rubley with a couple of TD tosses on the afternoon as his team up 13-3 here in the third.
I like Rubley, and I like the way he runs his offense. I mean, he's a gutsy guy, and he wants to go after it. He wears that little Band-Aid, that breathe right thing across his nose. You don't see many quarterbacks have that Band-Aid across their nose.
The National Series, and breaking through, Carter, 40, he may go. High stepping, 25, 20, and down the left sideline he goes. Juan Carter broke free. Kevin Scott chases him down on the angle, and a terrific run. And that shows you that speed that he has to get outside, a graduate of Arizona.
Watch the safeties come up here and blitz. Now what happens is they get caught. This is a draw. They set this thing up, and it hits right up the gut. And there's nobody in the middle of the field to stop him.
Kevin Scott saves the touchdown, had him on the angle. They're going to mark it at about the 13-yard line. Line fire on the move again. Play fake. Rubley with pressure, fires and completes it. Inside 5, tight end breaks free, touchdown. Off of Dealey, the tight end, his first catch of the day, and it's a touchdown. As he hurdles the signboard in the back of the end zone. And just like that, line fire scores again. Third touchdown pass of the afternoon for T.J. Rubley.
Now you see what I mean by explosive. I mean, we talked about it earlier in the show that their specialists can be explosive. They've gotten everybody the ball. Jet line, they've gotten it to Schrader. Antoine Carter's had big runs. Derek Clark, and now they get the tight ends in the mix.
Well, that quieted the crowd down, and they can make noise here. Bergsmuller for the extra point now to try to make it 20-3, and he bangs it, but we got a flag down.
It did get quiet in here.
Man, it did.
I mean, it was like they pulled the plug on the power party.
They get fired up again. We got the big cheering section, the guys in the kilts down in front of us. What is it they call those guys? The fun bunch.
Fun bunch.
The fun bunch, yeah. They're not having a whole lot of fun right now as they discuss the options on the penalty. On the extra point after a third touchdown pass by T.J. Rubley, property of the Denver Broncos.
On the defense, the nose guard in the neutral zone. The penalty be will stand on the kickoff. The extra point is good.
So the extra point counts, and Ryan Fire has opened up a 17-point lead here in the third, 20-3.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free. While the rest of the week, they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free. Only from Sprint Business.
It's Sounds of the 70s. All your favorite 70s hits in one fantastic collection. Get Sounds of the 70s for just $9.99 on compact disc or double-length cassette. That's 20 classic hits.
That's a strange way to tell me of me. You belong to me. Tell her that I love you. We'll go dancing in the dark.
Then audition other great Sounds of the 70s albums. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel anytime. Sounds of the 70s is not available in stores, so don't wait. Call now.
To order Sounds of the 70s, call 1-800-775-8282 or send $9.99 plus $3.50 shipping and handling to Sounds of the 70s, Department 17, Richmond, Virginia.
6:56 to go in the third. Ryan Fire with a 20-3 lead now on the Scottish Claymores. And replays, moves it 67 yards. The delay on the 13-yard reception. He broke some of Kellen Winslow's school marks while in college, and he has a touchdown catch here this afternoon.
Oh, it's Antoine Carter's big draw play beating the blitz that got them down there.
Yeah, he got most of that 67. So back deep, Eric Smith and Yo Murphy. Claymores need to make something happen. Here's the kickoff. And a high, good kick this time, deep kick. And they'll not bring it out. Yo Murphy goes down on a knee. The Claymores will get it at the 20-yard line.
Here, take a look at the touchdown. Here's the tight end, Dilly. Now watch what he does. The defense all goes that way, biting on the play-action run. See the fake, and look at the defense. There they all are over on that side of the field, including Kevin Scott. He is over there as well. And that leaves a flat wide open, and Ofadili takes it upfield and into the end zone. That's the second time we've seen the play-action running game stymie the Scotland defense.
From the 20, Spence Fisher back to throw, looking right all the way, and incomplete. Right around the 28-yard line. Alan DeGraffenreid, the intended receiver anyway, but goes incomplete, second down and 10. Well, with the last time the Claymores had it, they had an impressive drive, but a penalty stalled it out, a holding penalty, after they had moved it really down to the 1-yard line. They had to settle for the field goal. 20-3, Ryan Fire leading. Big game here, and movement on the left side of the offensive line. And that's Ricky Brady, the tight end. That'll cost him.
This isn't typical of a Jim Kleiner team.
You know, and it's really surprising because we talked to Jim, we talked to a lot of the players, and they all really talked about how tough the practices were and how much they stress fundamentals in practice, and yet here they are making fundamental mistakes.
The fundamentals, that's what they worked on. That's about their 10th penalty. Here's Brady, the tight end. Watch him jump offside, not knowing the snap count. And it's been a lot of mistakes like that, lining up in the neutral zone, remember? I mean, mistakes that you just can't accept.
Well, we talked to Dunstan Anderson. Ryan Fire, he says, he predicted that we'll put together a win streak and the league will be shocked. Spence Fisher, draw play, Sirhan Stacy. Breaks a tackle, left side 20, and is driven out of bounds across the 27-yard line. Good run by Sirhan Stacy in his first start. Briefly last week, getting his first full work as he is driven out of bounds by Michael Swift.
This is the draw play. The offensive line sells it. But watch Sirhan Stacy set it up. He stutter steps, he waits, he finds a hold. It's not just all pure speed. He comes up there and he works all the way through the line of scrimmage into the secondary, picking his spots. He sets up tacklers.
Big third down play here. 3, Ryan Fire leading. Third and a couple. It's Fisher. Now they're going to have to call a timeout. Elo, the fullback, jumped up to call it. So we will take a break here as Spence Fisher comes over. We'll talk to Jim Kleiner.
Life is
The race against yourself.
setting goals. Focus. The face plan. Reach and go.
2,837 free throws.
Putting back what you lose. Being the underdog.
Life is
Beginning.
being
Me. Life is a sport. Drink it up.
I'll buy 10 of these. You're Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders? Damn, you're the greatest, man. Mind if I get a picture? Thanks, bro. You mind if I write a check? Sure, Deion. I'm just gonna need to see some ID. Say what?
Yes, a driver's license, a library card.
Checks. What a pain. But now there's a better way. The Visa Check Card. It's an ATM card with a Visa logo that deducts from your checking account automatically everywhere Visa's accepted.
I'm gonna have to call to see if you can cover this.
The Visa Check Card works just like a check, only better.
$99!
That's right. For only $99, you can join the fun in Orlando for 4 days and 3 nights as Walt Disney World celebrates its 25th anniversary. You'll stay at a world-class hotel, enjoy fabulous food, and see your favorite attractions.
$99?
You'll also receive a coupon book worth $500 in savings, plus a 3-day, 2-night bonus vacation in Fort Lauderdale.
At $99 per person, space is limited, so call 1-800-884-7755. All major credit cards accepted, so call now.
Word is you guys are writing a book.
Yeah, it's about the fine art of power hitting. We're calling it Babe Ruth
Babe Ruth.
It'll teach kids early on, because art takes years of fine-tuning.
Just ask Picasso or Mozart.
Some say your power hitting started the same day you moved to the thin air of Colorado. You know, Larry and I are getting a little tired of that.
Tomorrow, the New York Mets take on Cincinnati, or Colorado meets Houston, only on FX.
See, the other thing is toss. That's the front I told you. Pitch, I mean. Pitch is there. That's the one we ran toss on down there on the goal line. You know, the plays we've got against that front are all good.
Well, Mr. Moss, third down, about 3. What are they going to go?
What do you want to get it with?
Well, they seem to like that running game they got going. I think they're going to try something probably to the weak side like they had talked about.
Back shift. On third down and about 3. Duran Stacy, they found the room across the 30 on the right side. That's exactly what Jim Kreiner wanted to do. And a good job of blocking off the right side. They pick up the first down.
Boy, what a fine job by Randy Bierman, number 72, on Dunston Anderson. Now, they need about 3 yards. There's Bierman. Now, watch him just turn out Dunston Anderson. Dunston Anderson's playing this like he's expecting a pass. Bierman just pushes this thing open, and Stacy finds a hole, and it's a first down. Nice job. Nice block.
Sometimes speed kills the other way, huh? Motion man Smith, and the pass by Spence Fisher. Out across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. On to Graffenried on the end of that one again. Big receiver at 6'2". Spence Fisher wants the plays quickly. A 35-second clock, by the way. One of the rules we saw early in the game. And
you have to get the plays quickly.
Yeah, well, Jeff Smith said sometimes it's a major problem because he has to make the line calls. He said sometimes that clock is down to about 3 or 4 seconds by the time he makes the line calls. Not so this time. Second down. They'll run it off the left side. Not a lot of blocking. Stacy on his own. And just ran out of room, and down he goes to about the 44-yard line. We're running hard. Has very strong legs and weighs, as we said, around 210, 215. Tyrone Williams gangs up on him, and Duran Stacy wants a drink of water.
He makes it tough on tackles. He has that shiftiness about him that he knows where everybody is on the field defensive-wise. He sets them up. He starts this way, and then that split-second pause that enables the defender to over-pursue or buy him time, and then it's off.
ACO Royster now at a tailback on a big third down and 2. 20-3 our score. Deep drop. Spence Fisher going long. Out there to Graffenried, but it's overthrown at about the 15-yard line. Double coverage on to Graffenried. The free safety Matt Gay back to help out, and that pass was not close.
Well, you know, Spence Fisher's struggling. You saw Kreiner and Jim Soker, the offensive coordinator, talking to him, saying, hey, you know, we have to run these things. These are the plays I told you to run. How come we didn't run them? They had to call a timeout. And now he had to Graffenried. I mean, and he overthrew him. And now they're forced to punt. I mean, they moved the ball a little bit up the field, but now it's time to punt, and they really can't afford to be punting.
Wayne Lamley, the ball has a turnover, but it's over the head of DeRicky Moe, so he'll get away from it. And unfortunately for Claymores, it goes into the end zone, so they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line with 3:44 to go in this game. Boy, next week, some big clashes. Amsterdam at home against Galen Hall's Rheinfire. Claymores have to hit the road. They've got 2 straight on the road. That's why Jim Kreiner says this one is so important. And 11 Monarchs at home against Barcelona.
And no matter what the outcome, all these games will have a play in who's going to host the World Bowl. I mean, whether the teams are 1-2 or 2-1 next week, all those games are really important to who's going to have the World Bowl at the end of week 5.
Well, Spence Fisher's numbers, but T.J. Rubley's had the number today. 3 touchdown passes. This time they run it hard up inside, up near the 28-yard line. Eric Clark on the carry for Rheinfire. They've been very impressive.
Boy, that was a nice trap play. Watch the trap. Watch Shelton right here pull on this thing, kick this out. You see him hit Brazil? And then Derek Clark, 43, did a nice job of finding where the hole was.
Picked up about 7. They run it left side. Sweep to the corner, and he gets it. Clark first down and then some. As the sunshine comes back out, shining on Rheinfire here this afternoon. Another first down. Carry, these 2 safeties Uh-oh, Clark still down. The 235-pound fullback, and he is not getting up. They have landed on the shoulder. Take a look and see if we can see if he landed maybe on that shoulder. And I don't know. Couldn't tell.
Possibly a knee. Looked like he came down with a couple guys on his back.
26 years old out of Evansville.
He's a heck of a running back. I mean, he has game. He has power to him. He has explosiveness. You can run him inside. You can run him outside. And he's a guy that he shows up on game day. Doesn't matter what the score is. You know what you're going to get out of Derek Clark.
They just had the wind knocked out of him. Last season, pretty good numbers, 4th in the World League. Just under 400 yards. Ryan Fire with a first down at the 39-yard line. Their own. They lead it. 20-3. They run it again. Ricky Powers, big hole off the right side midfield. Powers still running. 40, 30, and stays on his feet for an extra 4. Inside the 25-yard line. Had a terrific run by Ricky Powers. The ex-Wolverine broke a couple of big-time tackles. And a huge play for Ryan Fire.
Boy, watch this push right up here. Wagner, and then we have Ethan Brooks in there blowing the holes wide open, and Powers just takes it right upfield. You know, that's about the 3rd or 4th big run against this team, the defensive team for this guy Claymores, and that'll kill you. I mean, there's no excuse for giving up that many big runs in a game.
Over 2,500 yards at Michigan. He was beaten out. He lost his starting job. Tyrone Wheatley took it away from him. Not bad, a #1 draft pick. As T.J. Rubley throws this one away. Felt some pressure again from the inside. He really has it. Early in the game, Bill, he had to scramble a little bit, but I think the offensive line is as banged up as they are, really done a pretty good job. There's 2nd down. There's Powers' number. It's the 2nd time he's kind of been shaken up a little bit. Ricky Powers. Good numbers.
Hey, he's tired. He had to run all that distance.
Yeah, he'll be okay. 2nd down, 10. Ball at the Claymores, 24-yard line. Boy, a score here. And things are going to be tough for the home team. The pass again by Rubley. Again, pressure. They had to throw that one away. We got a flag down. Well, the pressure beginning to come as Claymore is trying to get after T.J. Rubley. He hasn't been sacked yet.
And that's going to go against the Ryan Fire.
A lot of flags down, and how many men? Legal receiver. Let's see what we do.
Ineligible downfield on the offense, number 55. The penalty is declined. 3rd down.
I didn't know the centers could get downfield that quickly. Cronenberg to center, the guilty party on the ground. Wow. Ryan Fire with 168 yards rushing. Scotland with 93. Well, now it is a 3rd down situation for Ryan Fire. Out of the shotgun, they'll run it. On Carter to the 20, 15, 10. And still running inside of the 8-yard line. Antoine Carter, who broke a big one for Ryan Fire in their last touchdown drive, comes up with a big 3rd and long conversion here, and it's 1st down, goal to go.
Now, out of the shotgun, watch the offensive lineman stand up like it's passed, and then get their man and turn them on the draw. Keith Poe gets trapped.
He sure did, didn't he?
I mean, each and every running back for the Ryan Fire has gotten an opportunity to shine.
Eric Clark now the tailback, and the big guy gets the call for maybe a yard. They run right up the back of the center, Cronenberg. Keeney, the left defensive tackle, in on the stop. You gotta, if you're a Claymore fan, you gotta be saying, if they score a touchdown here, we are in deep trouble.
Defensively, they are in deep trouble. This whole game, they have never been able to get in sync with what the Ryan Fire is doing.
Jim Kreiner very concerned as the 3rd quarter will come to a close. at Murrayfield. Will they lose their second at home this year? Ryan Fire in control. Rubley with 3 touchdown passes.
Searching for an inside look at the American dream? Let FX take you to Minnesota, Baseball Minnesota, where you get a real-world view of the minor leagues. And every day is a bite to get to the majors. From the owners to the manager, the families, and the fans, all eyes are on the men who have the courage to dream and the talent to win. Tune into FX and get behind the scenes of the minor leagues, because there's more to the game of baseball than what you see on the field. Baseball Minnesota, tonight at 7.
We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
Presenting Sounds of the 70s. All your favorite 70s hits in one fantastic collection. Get Sounds of the 70s for just $9.99 on compact disc or double-length cassette. That's 22 fabulous hits.
What kind of feeling? Rock me gently, rock me slowly. Feel it, don't be a hero, don't be a fool with your life.
Then audition other great Sounds of the 70s albums. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel anytime. So call now.
To order Sounds of the 70s, call 1-800-608-4499 or send $9.99 for cassette or CD, plus $3.50 shipping to Sounds of the 70s, Department 16, Richmond, Virginia.
Our champion, Bill Moss, the Fun Bunch trying to crank it up here. Bill Moss, Fun Bunch wanted to recruit you, put you in a kilt. I still think you should have done it.
Well, I found out what they wear underneath it. That's why I said, no, it's not for me.
And the pass, Rubley swings it out to Clark. Good stutter step move to get free down close to the goal line. They'll be at about the 2-yard line. 20-3, Ryan Fire leading. Boy, for a banged-up offensive line that Galen Hall was extremely concerned about, they have done a terrific job protecting that guy. Galen Hall has to be very, very pleased.
Well, you know, hey, he owns Scotland. He's owned Jim Griner. He's been there.
3-1 record. And they're going to call a timeout. They're going to talk this one over on 3rd down. Well, Galen will make sure, because a touchdown here, he feels may ice it.
You got your heavy people.
Take a look at the stats through 3. Wow, look at those rushing yards. 184 for Ryan.
The thing about it is, look here. Time of possession, Scotland owns. Now figure that out. They own the time of possession, but look at the passing yards and the rushing yards. They're not getting much. And the whole thing boils down to is Scotland is unable to put the ball in the end zone. They have 23 points coming into this game. Add on that to 3 points, 26 points in 3 games. That's not near good enough to win at any level.
Well, they just haven't been in the red zone one time today, and that was on the drive that they had to end up taking 3 instead of 6 on a holding call. They've just not been able to get the offense cranked up.
Well, their defense hasn't helped them out either.
Nope.
14-16.
Nope, the defense has been on the field. So a big play here, huge for the Claymores. Jay Rubley with 3 touchdown passes on the afternoon. It's Schrader, who has one of them. Rhodes, who caught one last week. And Foster as his 3 wide receivers. Gary Clark is the tailback. Third and a couple. T.J. Rubley flush. Rolls deep to the right and fires to the corner of the end zone. They say no. Oh, man. David Rhodes caught it, rather, but didn't get both feet in.
Rubley is the added element. Beat right away. He recognized it, but he buys his receiver's time. Here's Rhodes clearing to the back of the end zone, and Rubley tries to get it to him, but he only gets 1 foot in bounds, the back foot.
Yep, just the back foot. So Manfred Birchmuller, 47 years old. He was a star forward for Germany, playing soccer. Now he is kicking the football. He said about American football, he said, it's just big guys in helmets as far as he's concerned. He concentrates hard.
It all started with this dime tip. Suddenly, I was bought. So I gave myself a day off and went shopping. It was so great. Everything I tried on fit like it was cut just for me. Later at the salon, Candace Bergen shows up with my phone bill.
This will make your day.
Every call was just a dime a minute when I'm home, evenings and weekends. On the way out, I passed the dime on. Who wouldn't want a great rate like that?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
Pantalón.
Hey, she says nice pants. There's a million toys.
Doctor, khaki.
From Sony's PlayStation come the greatest hits, all your old favorites.
But the soft sounds of swarming missiles.
And the gentle crack of Sophia's whip.
You know the hilarious antics of Sweet Tooth, that lovable clown.
All for just $24.99 each. But wait.
There's more? Oh.
That's right. The PlayStation is a mere $149. And you can also get leading titles.
Like Crash Bandicoot and Check Moto.
For just $49.99 and less.
You are not ready.
Well, Dave Barr loosening up. He was the starter. Became the backup, but he may well be counted on put a spark into the Claymores, and this is the critical drive, Belmont.
They need to get a score on this drive here. You're exactly right, Mark.
And the kickoff, Smith at the 10, across the 20, dancing his way, and down he goes at about the 25-yard line.
Well, Fisher's still the guy. Fisher's taking the field.
Eric Smith may be hurt. Well, no, it's not Smith, it's Joe Murphy behind him. Murphy's had a very quiet day, as Bill's pointed out. All the Claymores receivers have, for the most part. And you're right, Fisher's still in at quarterback.
Quiet season, actually. All receivers. All three of the receivers have not caught a touchdown so far this year.
Well, Dave Barr, his quarterback rating is high, but as you saw there, no TDs, no interceptions. 25-yard line, Spence Fisher with protection, fires to the near sideline, and the pass complete to the Graffenried at about the 40. Well, those sideline patterns, number one, they're tough to defend. Number two, they stop the clock.
Well, everybody's playing deep. You know, they have everybody back here in a 4-cross, and Swift just loses his footing as the Graffenried ran a dig at him and turned around and came back. He just lost his footing.
Claymores need a touchdown quick. Smith and Murphy to the top of your screen. The Graffenried below. Back goes Spence Fisher and fires a slant fumble. Smith dropped it at midfield, and I think Rheinfire has made the recovery.
Ryan's ball, first down.
Yep. Well, there's a huge mistake there. Eric Smith just simply dropped that football. And Rheinfire comes up with it.
Nothing seems to be going right.
Cole, I believe, made the recovery. Lee Cole. Take a look.
Well, there's a completion. Eric Smith had the catch, turned upfield, and then he got hit. And he got hit by Matt Gay to safety. And as he got hit, the ball came out.
And Lee Cole made the recovery. So the ball in Claymore territory. And the handoff goes inside as they try to burn some clock. Antoine Carter on the carry.
Well, you've got to come back hard on it. You got to. Understand? There's no I want and got to. You know you're going to see it.
I think you can see a little bit of the frustration coming out in Jim Kreiner. And actually, if I was in those shoes, I'd be a lot worse than that. Because what he's witnessed today on both sides of the ball hasn't been pretty.
Inside 13 minutes, 23-3. Rhine Fire on their way to 2-1 record. Claymore's on their way to their second home loss. They hit the road for 2. Antoine Carter up inside again. Picks up about 3 more. Setting up 3rd down and still about 3.
You know, one of the reasons I think that the Rhine Fire is really getting their game to go is because of this guy right here, Cronenberg. He's back in the lineup now. He was hurt in week 1 with a knee injury, and he's back in the mix of the thing. Look at the job he does on Wilkie Bazil. I mean, he takes him, picks him up. When you got your hands inside, you see how he got his hands inside and then pushed them up in the air? When you stand a defensive lineman straight up, you've got to block.
His ancestors, he said, are from Germany. He loves Dusseldorf. Antoine Carter couldn't break the second tackle. Good play made. Lost back at about the 46-yard line. Emmett Waldron made the good play, the national player, and so Rhine Fire will have to give it up. That was almost like they wanted to burn clock.
Emmett Waldron's a pretty good linebacker.
Yeah, he is.
And it's a tricky little deal there because he's considered a national, but he played college football at Rice.
Smith and Martin are back deep. Rhine Fire, obviously, they want to bury this one. And a high kick turns over, and this one, well, I've never had a chance. Not a great punt by Kyle Richardson. He's going to bang that one into the end zone. 11:23 to go in the football game. Rhine Fire by 20.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free. While the rest of the week, they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free. Only from Sprint Business.
The legendary Chalice of Malta has never come cheap. In 1238, it was captured by 10,000 Celts. In 1512, it took an entire armada. And in 1703, it took an arranged marriage to the daughter of Charles V, the older one. But luckily, if you want the Golden Chalice of Malta, all you need is a golden card of Visa with extraordinary purchase power for extraordinary things. It's even mightier than the sword. Visa Gold fits everywhere you want to be.
Мы снова будем счастливы. Будем жить долго, долго. Нам повезет жизнь снова.
Eric Clemens back in our New York studios. Catch more exciting sports action. Major League Monday coming up this Monday right here on FX. Now, if you live on the East Coast, you'll catch the New York Mets taking on Cincinnati. And if you're out west, Colorado challenges Houston. Major League Monday on FX. Mark and Bill in Scotland.
Thank you, Eric Clemens, as the Claymore's cheerleaders trying to fire them up, and boy, they need the help right now. Spence Fisher stays in, gets protection and fires, and the pass is complete across the 30-yard line. Bill Murphy on the end of that one.
Spence showing a little zing on the ball last couple of series.
Well, maybe with Mr. Barr warming up, he kind of got the idea. About 11 minutes to go in this one. Claymore's trail by 20. They have 2 road games coming up. Frankfurt next week and then London. So this one was vital, according to Jim Kreiner. Back to throw, Fisher underneath to the tight end. And out across the 40-yard line goes Ricky Brady out of Oklahoma. Well, they've produced some pretty good tight ends over the years, haven't they?
Keith Jackson.
Yep.
You know, getting Brady involved in the offense can really help out both the run game and the pass game for the Claymore. He can be the link. He can be the person that ties them all together.
Brady, a 6th-round pick this year, has had NFL experience with the Rams, Eagles, and Cowboys. 2nd down and about a yard to go. Fisher, property Miami Dolphins, back to throw, swings it out to Keolo, the fullback. And we got a flag and a personal foul coming up, roughing the passer call coming up against Ryan Fire.
On James Wilson. That was totally unnecessary. He had pressure, he had good pressure, he got the pass off, and afterwards he just gave him a shot.
We have had a plethora of
penalties. The passer on the defense, number 74, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
I'm going to give Phil Levy some cough drops after the game because he's earned them. Well, Levy's a defensive tackle right here. He's in a stunt. And he comes to Scott free. Now, he gets his ball off, and then as he gets the ball off, he gives him that shot with the crown of his helmet. I mean, just threw it right in there.
That's a terrible penalty. Galen Hall will not be happy. You're up 20 points. You don't need to give the team 15 yards. That moves it to Ryan Fire territory at the 45-yard line. 4th quarter action here at Murray Field. Spence Fisher to throw, long over the middle to Graffenried, up for it, and makes the catch. And he is hammered immediately by the free safety, Matt Gabe, and he hangs on. Big pass and catch there for the Claymore.
Heck of a grab.
Yeah.
Alan de Graffenried is an athlete. He's a big guy, he's a big receiver, and I didn't understand why he hadn't gotten him in the game. You see the way he was up in the air about 4 feet.
Played last year in the CFL, did de Graffenried. So that moves it close to that red zone. Fisher, short drop, 3 steps and fires. Out to the left side to Smith. Very quick receiver, breaks the tackle, ball loose. Is it a fumble or was he down? They're going to rule him down. They're going to rule him down. That ball, well, that's a huge break there. Smith lost one earlier, and he almost lost this one.
That was almost his 2nd one. Watch the distance they give Eric Smith. And the reason he gives him so much space is because he's respecting his speed. Eric Smith is a fast receiver.
You know, we talked to him prior to the game, and he said, I want the ball. He said, I'm still, he says, hopefully this quarterback, meaning Fisher, will get him the ball. Out of the eye, toss right. Inside the 10, hurdling, Sirhan Stacy stays on his feet, sticks the ball into the end zone.
What a run.
Oh, my. Sirhan Stacy with his first touchdown of the afternoon, and for the Claymores in general. They needed that one, a huge run.
Number 72 is reporting as eligible, 72.
Extra point coming up. Gary Parker to attempt it. Sirhan Stacy with the touchdown. And he splits the uprights. Crowd on their feet. Sirhan Stacy gives them something to cheer about.
Life is
The race against yourself.
setting goals. Focus. The face plan. Reaching goal. 2,837 free throws. Putting back what you lose. Being the underdog.
Life is
Beginning.
being me.
Me. Life is a sport. Drink it up.
Karch Karai is a big fat bully.
I didn't know of it. Anybody could do that to a ball.
Miller Lite is sponsoring the AVP Tour. They support the use of volleyball. Our organization is called Save the Balls. We go out and actually retrieve battered and abused volleyballs.
Miller Lite sent us beer, but it'll take more than that. Run, little ball. Go free.
I wasn't looking for love. With just a glance it happened. Love came looking for me. Get out of my way.
I thought it was the flu. It wasn't.
It burned when I urinated. I thought it was a one-time thing. It wasn't.
I had pain, a discharge, and a sore. I thought it was another yeast infection. It wasn't.
These are symptoms of genital herpes, a condition that 1 out of every 6 Americans has. Call 1-800-419-4343 for information. While there's no cure, doctors have treatment options. Herpes thrives on ignorance. See your doctor.
Watch around state number 27 here on the lead outside. Jared Caello, the fullback, is going to lead this thing out for him. He makes the block on John Anderson, number 19. Blows him up. And then watch Stacy. This is all vision, desire, arms, legs, then he drags Fielding, and he has the awareness of where to put the ball. Look at his arms. He's just breaking tackles, then drags Fielding as far as he possibly can and extends the ball across the plane in the end zone. Unbelievable run by Stacy.
That's his 15th career touchdown, one shy of the World League record. Here's the kickoff short to Ricky Mose at about the 12. That's the 20, and he's wrapped up at about the 26-yard line. Well, now the defense has got to come through. 6 plays, 80 yards. Sirhan Stacy with his touchdown, 11 yards. Giving the Claymore something to cheer about with 8:30 to go.
Plenty of time, that's right. 8:30 left to go, down by 10. It's real important now for the defense to do something they haven't done all day, and that's get the ball back right now.
Stacy getting the congratulations. T.J. Rubley has been sharp here today. 3 touchdown passes. Ryan Fire trying to go to 2-1. Running away from home. And the running play continues to work. Inside running now across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Carried by Ricky Powers. All the backs have done well today for Galen Hall. Head coach Ryan Fire. That has the most wins. Trying to get another one. Second down at about 5. Clock the enemy now for the Claymores. They trail. Again, they keep it on the ground. Ricky Powers hit as he gets it. Setting up a 3rd down. He picked up maybe a yard. 3rd down, still about 4. Eric Unverzat made the tackle. Unverzat out of Wisconsin. A couple of Big Ten players colliding.
That's big, Wilkie. Watch the play he makes. He's going to just jack the guard up and slide down the line of scrimmage, and he wraps up. It takes more than one person to bring down Powers.
Wilkie can do it. I like that kid. 3rd down now. Big play. Perhaps the play of the game for the Claymore defense. A bootleg to the right. And the pass dropped. Is it complete or incomplete? Let's see. They ruled it incomplete pass. Schrader, the intended receiver, just took his eyes off of it. Rubley had him open.
Well, it was a nice play-action pass, bootleg out the back door, and across the field, here comes Schrader. With a well-thrown ball, he just never gets the grip on it.
Yeah, he looked up at Doug Terry. He was waiting for Terry to pop in.
And that's a big win at this point in the game for the defense of the Claymores.
Martin and Smith are back deep for the Claymores. The punt coming up. 23-10 our score. And the kick coming to Demetrius Martin at the 29-yard line, looking for a little running room. Finds a little crease, but he is brought down at about the 34. Demetrius says, oh, so close. Juan Carter on the stop. Well, what will this guy pull out of the hat to get the Claymores in the end zone with 6:42 to go?
Well, you know, I've noticed that every time they've been able to run the ball, it's because they open it up with pass. Now, that's usually not the way Jim Kreiner likes to do things. He likes to run the ball first, then pass. But their passing game, once they get that going, it's opening other things up.
Smith, Murphy, DeGraff, and Reed all in there. Spence Fisher, flushed, steps up in the pocket, and tucks that ball away at the last second. That baby was out there to be had, but he was able to put it away. And he was brought down. Dunstan Anderson in on the stop. Buster Stanley helping out. Boy, look, little tomahawk chop trying to get that football loose.
Sylvester Stanley swiping at the ball. He just tucked it away.
Yep. Out of Michigan. Stepping up again. Fisher fires and completes. Smith gets away at midfield. Down the left sideline he goes to the 42-yard line of Rheinfire. Eric Smith with great speed. Matt Gay and Chris Schelling on the stop. Jim Kreiner wondering, can we do it? 5:50 to go.
That was Lee Cole over there in the corner who got burned. And what happened is he just broke up to try to make a tackle, and he lost Eric Smith.
He can run a 4.240. Artie Schottenheimer said it's the fastest he's ever timed. And Spence Fisher, a sliding throw incomplete. Again, intended for Eric Smith. Second down and 10.
Well, you talk about that 4.240 and the fastest 40 Marty's ever seen. I think it's the fastest 40 Lee Cole's ever seen, because look how far he is playing off the ball.
That's a cushion.
And he's just giving him that cushion, and they're going to take it. And why not? It's there, take it.
23-10 our score. Fourth quarter at Murrayfield in Edinburgh. Spence Fisher for the home team. Back, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to go down. Just about the line of scrimmage.
Vladi Iliak.
Oh, a third coming up. One without the huddle. Clock rolling down. It's their biggest enemy. Right at the scoreboard, of course. Short drop. Fisher fires over the middle. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Alan DeGraff and Reed at about the 30-yard line. In between a couple of Rheinfire defenders.
And you go for it. You're in 4-down time territory now.
Fourth down and 10 coming up, and Spence Fisher wants to talk it over with Jim Kreiner and Jim Soker, the offensive coordinator. Let's find out what they're going to do.
Jimmy, you know, I'd like to go ahead and go for it here. We got to score twice, and you know, play some defense. You know, because if we just catch the fucking football, we should have had our first down already. All right, that's what we're going to do.
Well, I think it sounds like they're playing with some new kind of football, but they want to get the first down here. That's important. And you heard them talk about the details of we need 2 scores and we need some defense. And if they do all that, this has got to be a big play to get the first down.
Well, you know, I think that Jim has got to be not extremely happy with his offense, but I think, you know, you've hit it a couple of times. I think he's more dissatisfied with his defense here this afternoon.
They put them in the hole. Yep. Big runs against them and big pass plays given up. I mean, it's like they practiced so hard this week that they really lost sight of what Ryan can do.
Smith and DeGraff and Reed at the top of your screen. Lined up right is Joe Murphy. DeGraff and Reed in motion on 4th down. Huge play here for Fisher. Along over the middle, almost picked off. to Graffenried, the intended receiver. And Rheinfire will get it back. Chris Schelling, the strong safety.
And he tried to force that ball. That was a bad decision. But on the other end of it, it was great coverage all the way around the field. The Graffenried's going to come right down here and slide in there right behind the linebackers, but he's covered. See the coverage all the way. That was some nice coverage, and they had it all the way around the field. That was Schelling there.
The Rheinfire takes it over at their 42-yard line, leading 23-10. 4:46 to go in the football game. Barry Clark now, the single setback for T.J. Rubley. Clark breaks one tackle and is hauled down at the 44-yard line. Time a factor, and boy, I tell you, the Claymores had their chance thanks to that Frankfurt victory over Barcelona, 17-10. It set it up for them here to win at home. Amsterdam with the victory over London, 34-6. Pick up their first victory. So we're going to have 3 at 2-1, and Rheinfire will be one of those 3 unless something happens here in about 4 minutes and 12 seconds. 13-point lead. Second down, about 8. Keep it on the ground. Clark, down he goes. Had to run right, and not much there.
Well, it's no secret to what they're going to do right now. That Rheinfire's going to run the ball and try to chew up the clock. But in this game, and the last half of last week's game, the Rheinfire has really done a good job.
Timeout. 30 seconds timeout.
The timeout's called on the field of getting the young receiving core accustomed to what they want to do offensively. And by that, I'm talking about Schrader and Drittline. Sean Foster has really stepped up and been a big factor. I mean, they've even got Babak Navasaki in there, the national player from Iran. And a lot of that reason is because of Wes Chandler. There's Wes right there. I mean, 7-time Pro Bowler with the San Diego Chargers. And when you have young receivers, I mean, heck, Drittline told me that at college, he went to college in Kansas at Washburn, near Topeka, Kansas. He didn't have a wide receiver coach. He had like one of his buddies coach it that was a player last year at GA. He never had a coach. So you get the opportunity to come here and work with Wes Chandler, one of the all-time NFL greats. That's some great experience.
Also a Florida Gator, as was Galen Hall. Antoine Carter running inside, just bobbing and weaving, shaking and baking. Moving that clock with 3:43 and ticking here at Murray Field. So it'll be a 4th down, and Demetrius Martin will drop back for the Claymores as you get a look at Antoine Carter. Has a real nice run that set up a Rheinfire touchdown. All 3 backs today for Rheinfire have produced. And that's why they've rolled up such big rushing yardage. How do you put on the block here? Claymores don't look like they've got it set up. Kind of a wobbly snap, but no pressure. Ball doesn't turn over. Demetrius Martin underneath him. About the 13. Got a block free to the 20. And will be driven out of bounds. Just shy of the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24. Well, the standings after today will be, it would appear anyway, that Rheinfire would go to 2-1. Who would have thought that both of those Claymore losses, if indeed they lose this game, would be home?
That is a shock. And it's a big shock at the way the Claymores have been playing. Offensively, their point production's been terrible. And they're right at their average. Well, actually right below their average for the first 2 weeks. They average about 11.5 points per game, and they're at 10 right now. And that's not good enough to win a ball game at any kind of level.
4 wide receivers. Stacy, the tailback. Fisher out to his left, and the pass is complete at about the 28-yard line. Those are not going to move you down the field that quickly. Eric Smith on the end of that one. Obviously without the huddle, down to 2:48 and kicking. 23-10 Rheinfire. Short drop, pass out right side to Graffenried, and he breaks free. He looks taller than 6'2". He is a big target. And unfortunately, on their last series on a 4th down pass, they tried to force one in and had to give the football up. So a 1st down here. Stops the clock with 2:41 to go. Moore's trying to avoid a 1-2 start. 4 wide receivers stay in there for Jim Kreiner. Spence Fisher, back pressure from the left side, gets the pass away, up for it to Graffenried. Oh my, there's what 6'2" can do for you. As he reaches up in between the two defenders and comes down with a football. That kind of reminded me a little bit of Herman Moore with the Detroit Lions at 6'4", who was able to go up with great hands. He caught that with his hands. Beautiful.
Well, that's 6'2" going against 5'10" and Michael Swift.
And moves the change to the 46-yard line of Ryan Fires. Spence Fisher, back pressure, left side. Gets away, throws as he is being dropped. And the pressure again from Dunston Anderson.
And Israel Stanley on the other side as well.
Yep. Dunston said, we're going to shock the league. By golly, he may be right.
Well, they've definitely turned some heads and opened some eyes, I think, around the league. They started off looking ugly in their first game, and then they came alive last week in the second half, and they're growing off it. And I really still don't think they've hit their peak.
A couple of Tulsa guys leading the way. Anderson on the defensive side, T.J. Rubley on the offensive side. Pass by Spence Fisher on a slant to Smith. It's caught and close to the first down. Well, we're going to get the old right foot, left foot. See where they're going to mark it.
I'll tell you, I think one thing they're finding out here about Spence Fisher is he can throw the ball. And maybe it's something they're going to incorporate in their game plan next week.
And that will be on the road next week as they play at Frankfurt. Spence Fisher's numbers today.
There's the key. That's the key right there. Good numbers. They're over, it's over 200 yards. Anytime a quarterback has over 200 yards, he's happy.
Stretch out the chains and they come up short. 2:16 to go in the football game. Ryan Fire leading 23-10. T.J. Rubley with 3 touchdown passes on the afternoon. That's 6 for him in the last 2 weeks. That's pretty good production. Ryan Fire's upcoming game. That's a huge one at Amsterdam.
Amsterdam feels confident after their victory last night.
Yep. And they let it quarterback sneak for the first down.
And after Amsterdam, they've got 2 against their big rival, Frankfurt.
That's a 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
That'll get us down to the 2-minute warning here in Edinburgh. At Murray Field, where they play rugby at the times that they're not playing World.
When the feeling comes, say it with Body Talk. Share the music of love in Body Talk, the ultimate romantic collection. Yours from Time Life Music. Get Body Talk. 24 sensuous songs on 2 cassettes for just $14.99 or 2 compact discs for just $16.99. Then audition other Body Talk albums. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel anytime. Say it like you mean it. Say it with Body Talk. Call now.
To order Body Talk, call 1-800-293-8500. That's 1-800-293-8500. or send $14.99 for 2 cassettes or $16.99 for 2 CDs, plus $3.50 shipping and handling. To Body Talk, Department 14, Richmond, Virginia, 23280.
Today's game has been brought to you by Dockers Khakis. Hey, nice pants.
23-10, Ryan Fire with the lead. 2 minutes to go, and the Claymores picked up the first down. They have it at the 34 of Ryan Fire. Back to throw. Fisher
almost got decapitated.
Well, he sure did. He was belted, and getting in there was Israel Stanley. Made the terrific defensive play, knocked it free.
Here's Israel Stanley. Watch him come around the corner and just club Spence Fisher.
Down he went. And down the opportunity with 1:55 to go to perhaps pull this thing out. Israel Stanley, the #1 pick this year out of Arizona State. Well, things are not happy on that side of the bench. T.J. Rubley now, they'll just run out the clock and try to hang on to the football as Ricky Powers tries to power inside, picked up a yard to the 40-yard line. They can't stop the clock. 1:42 and ticking.
Mark, I'll tell you, for the Ryan Fire and Galen Hall, they've really done a good job in the first 3 weeks of just progressively getting better. They've struggled. They had some weak areas of the offensive line. They had some problems in their secondary. But they're just keep on plugging along, and each week they're taking strides and getting better. Now, on the other side of the coin, though, for the Claymores, this up and down style of play is really frustrating for a coach.
Ricky Powers driving straight ahead across the 45-yard line. And, well, you know, you can key in on a lot of different people, Bill, but I think that T.J. Rubley has brought the kind of leadership and confidence that Ryan Fire was looking for. I tell you, Galen Hall's got to be happy with Rubley, who was successful with the Los Angeles Rams, had a pretty decent 1993 season, and now a property of Denver. I'm sure he would, who knows, he may get his chance.
That key word, Mark. I mean, he is very confident. He loves being around the guys, and he loves being in charge.
Juan Carter in and will not pick up the first down, but we're down to half minute anyway, so it's all academic, as those faces will tell you.
And, you know, it's double the agony and double the frustration because they prepared very hard this week. I mean, Kreiner was tough on them. They worked hard, and then they come out here and they have all kinds of mistakes and mental errors, and that's just going to kill you.
I think the penalties certainly in the first half, as no other play need be run here at Murray Field, where the defending World Bowl champions have dropped their second at home, dropping to 1-2 on the year. Ryan Fire to 2-1 with a 23-10 victory over the Claymores. Jim Kreiner not happy, but that guy is Galen Hall.
Galen Hall moving his record up to 4-1 against Jim Kreiner and the Claymores. Doing a fine job, and the way Galen does it is what he did today. He came out and he kept them off balance from the get-go. The passes to the flat, upfield, the draw plays, the trap plays. It was an excellent offensive attack.
Let's take a look now at the standings. Up to date, Ryan Fire joining Frankfurt and Barcelona at 2-1, and who would have thought Claymores dropped to 1-2 as they lose it here today, 23-10. Sir Ant Stacy's return to the Claymore lineup didn't provide the offensive punch. He did score 1 touchdown, but it wasn't enough. 3 touchdown passes for T.J. Rubley. Ryan Fire beating the Claymores 23-10.
So you're building that deck with Time Life to help you along. You might want to add some built-in benches, page 50. How about a brick patio, guaranteed weed-proof, and a lot easier on your checkbook than some contractor would be.
Now with home repair, you get 2 books for $2. Order decks, porches, and patios for just $1.99 and get kitchens free.
Those new countertops sure look good, and doing it yourself probably saved a bundle. So you could do that built-in recycling bin she wanted. Step by step, Time Life makes it easy.
With home repair, you get professional results at do-it-yourself prices. Use your credit card to order decks for just $1.99 and get kitchens free.
Home repair makes you a real hero.
Okay, kitchens free. Or send check or money order for $1.99 plus $3.95 shipping to the address.
Many of you just saw 23-10, the Rhine Fire over the Scottish Claim at home in the same season. And fire early, Rubley to Bill Schrader of the Packers, who dives into the end zone to Michael Drittline. And Drittline for us, guys. Then later on in the third, Rubley hands off to score on the very next play. Rubley to AJ, 3, Rhine Fire lead. Fourth back almost broken up, incomplete. The Rhine Fire 23-10. Now
where Rhine Fire defeats the home team, the Claymore.
You know, the offsides, lost containment. It just seems like every time you turned around, I don't know whether we were too tense and too tight, but it certainly was not the kind of game we expected.
Coach, it didn't seem like your defense ever got in sync with what was going on out in the field.
I would have to agree with that. You know, we coverage-wise, we broke down a couple of times real bad, and we did a real bad job of timing our pressure, and I thought they did an excellent job of taking advantage of it.
Thanks, Jim. Better luck next week.
Thank you very much.
Jim Kreiner, the head coach of the Claymores, and well, not happy at all. If this week was a tough practice, what do you think next week is going to be?
Well, with good reason, you know, and then he had his quarterback change, and he never really got to see what he got out of his quarterback, because the only time he was able to see him was under duress situations where he was forced to drop back and throw the ball.
Well, one guy who has to be very happy with his quarterback is the head coach of Rhine Fire, Galen Hall. Congratulations, Galen. And, boy, T.J. Rubley, 6 touchdown passes in the last 2 weeks.
TJ played very good. He executed game plan. The coaches did a good job, and we hung on. We won, though. Defense came through at the end.
Well, I know you were concerned about your offensive line. They were all banged up, and yet I thought they did a terrific job today.
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
I said your offensive line. You were very concerned about all of the injuries on your offensive line, and yet they did a terrific job today.
Yeah, they really did. Keith Wagner has a bad knee, and he played well. And, you know, they held together. Bob Cronenberg didn't play last week. He came in. So our line's improving. If we can keep improving, we'll be a pretty good offensive line.
Galen, what's the secret to you having the number against the Claymores?
I don't know. I hope it remains that same, and those people have their number against me. I hope it changes.
Have you even scratched the surface of what you can do with your receivers? They make nice plays here and there, but it just doesn't seem like it's come together for them quite as well as it can.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear that, and I got someone else on here.
Has it come together for you offensively as well as you'd like?
Well, no, not really. We had a couple of opportunities. We didn't get it in. We missed the field goal, had to settle for a field goal when we had it down there. So we have got to get the ball in the end zone. We'll keep improving.
Okay, Galen Hall, thank you very much. Congratulations. Rhine Fire now 2-1 on the year after the 23-10 victory over the Claymores here at Murrayfield. Scotland now 1-2 on the year, and both losses are here at Murrayfield. Bill Moss, this is Mark Champion. Again, the final score, Rhine Fire 23 and the Claymores 10.
All right, Mark Champion and Bill Moss, thank you very much. Outstanding job as usual. Jim Kreiner very upset, and Galen Hall pretty happy after another victory against the Scottish Claymores. The Rhine Fire winning it 23-10. And taking a look at some final statistics again, 4-1 all time is Galen Hall against Jim Kreiner. Rhine Fire winning it 23-10. Yesterday, Amsterdam over London in a rout 34-6. London has allowed or been outscored 62-12. in its last 6 quarters of play. And Frankfurt going into Barcelona, pulling a mile upset yesterday as well, 17-10. Galaxy 7-1 all time against Frankfurt. World League standings, very interesting. 3 teams are 2-1, the other 3 1-2, which sets up a very interesting week for that first half World Bowl title. Next week, Scotland at Frankfurt, rematch of World Bowl 96. Rhine Fire Amsterdam at 4 o'clock, and on Sunday, Barcelona at London. For all of us here at FX, Eric Clemens saying so long, everyone.
let me know.